What's going on, everyone? Happy Monday and welcome back into the Ryan Ripken Show. And I am Ryan Ripken. I'm back, and I appreciate each and every one of you. Hope you guys had a great weekend. If you're a Ravens fan, you didn't, and that's okay. We're here to talk about it. We have to talk about a whole lot in the NFL. It was a very entertaining NFL week overall. But again, the Ravens are at a crossroads, and there ain't no one way to put it. It sucked if you are a Ravens fan on Sunday night. On top of that, we're going to have a little bit of a poll here later on, but the Ravens aren't the only team that's had a disappointing stretch here. And we want to hear from you all. Who is the most disappointing team in the NFL season? There's one analyst that has his opinion, but we will have that conversation. We'll go around the rest of the league, like I just mentioned. And then in the second hour of the show, we'll flip to baseball. Pete Alonso talked on foul territory. A trade just went down. A international superstar signed this past weekend for a price and a team that you might have not expected. And then for the Baltimore Orioles, there's rumors swirling here, but is Mike Elias going to have another trade up his sleeve, or are we looking at the free agent market? Maybe we know something, or maybe we don't. But you know what? Yeah, that's going to mess up with Zach. But anyway, if you're new to the channel, hit that like and subscribe button. To my left, behind the sticks, Brad, happy Monday.
Well, maybe. I don't know if it's really all that happy. I was at the game last night.
Yeah.
Having a good time until the last 12 minutes and 30 seconds of that game. I was even like, look, Tyler Huntley was even having himself a game. He was keeping him in it. Wasn't losing the game for him. Just giving Derrick Henry the ball like you should have, and then all of a sudden that just stopped. And then the same thing happened that's been happening to the Ravens all season long.
That shirt that you're wearing right now kind of fits how you feel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anybody gets this? Zach probably doesn't know. Do you know this reference?
No, what's it from?
Oh, a Christmas.
That Christmas Vacation?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Yes, I do that.
Yes. Anybody wants to give me the Jelly of the Month Club subscription, that'd be great.
So we got that out to the world.
It's a gift that keeps on giving.
The gift that keeps on giving. Hey, Zach, buddy.
All year long, baby.
Hey, bud.
How's it going?
It's going well. You happy to see me? You seem so happy when we walked in.
Oh, I said thanks for showing up. In a minute. Like, glad someone remembered the studio. Yeah, I'm not going to lie, though. I had planned on originally I was going to come in a full suit, and I'll probably have to do it next week and eulogize the Ravens season and just how it's over. But then it hit me that's not over.
It's not yet.
It's not over. In fact, everything we want is right in front of us, and it's all because of one man. One man is set to save the Ravens season.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Shedeur Sanders. Put your 12s up, baby. We got Shedeur Sanders saving the Ravens season in Cleveland next week. Put them up, baby. It's time for the Shedeur show to hit the road. I mean, has it ever been so obvious? He didn't want to come to Baltimore because he knew down the line he'd have to save him anyway.
Yeah.
It was written in the stars. Shedeur Sanders this week saving the Ravens season. Chills just thinking about it.
He gave me all the confidence in the world yesterday that he can do the job.
It was there's a chance. Now the other part that you didn't mention is the Ravens now have to go to Green Bay and they have to win that game.
Okay, it's baby steps.
It'll be a Jordan Love-less Green Bay Packer team, maybe.
Say, you think when the NFL scheduled Packers Ravens are like that's the prime time game on Saturday night. You think they were thinking Tyler Huntley, Malik Willis?
Yeah. Or do you think the NFL was thinking their Christmas Day lineup where the Chiefs are eliminated, the Commanders and the Cowboys are eliminated?
It's so bad.
Patrick Mahomes is not playing. What else was the other game in that? Oh, Vikings and
JJ McCarthy's probably not playing either.
Who the Vikings are playing?
Gosh, who are the Vikings playing?
It's another. Oh, is it the Lions?
Yes, because I remember one of the Lions players, I think it was like, why are we playing? Like, pretty much came out and was like, hey.
Oh, it's Penny Sewell. Yeah.
He's like, why? Like, I'm not going to sit here and say I'm happy about playing on Thanksgiving and then on the road on Christmas. Like, I would be lying if I said that, like, got me excited. Like, I wanted to do that, which I understand. Like, if I think the NFL, it should be one or the other.
Yeah.
You should not have a team play on both Thanksgiving and Christmas.
I agree.
It's a lot. But also for the NFL, I was reading some things like they're expecting multi-million-dollar losses for Netflix because of there might not be as much interest, but I will say, like, between football and basketball, probably still people are going to watch football more than the NBA, just on even if your team, because fantasy football, and I'm not going to get going with all of my fantasy football conversations. It's only going to make me mad. Actually, we will talk about it because the Lions-Steelers game was the one thing that was absolutely bananas. Among other things.
Bullshit.
We will discuss all of that, but goodness gracious. But for the Ravens, though, for those that need to know this, they need to win out. And just like Zach mentioned, they need the Browns to win. And throughout the history, the Browns have been owned by the Steelers. So the Ravens will play Saturday against the Packers, and Ravens fans will know if the season is still alive or not going into that Sunday game against the Cleveland Browns and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Before we dive into everything from yesterday, got to shout out Merit Clubs behind us. meritclubs.com. If you're looking for more offers and opportunities, check out as they will help you on your wellness journey. They've been a great partner of ours. Did I say eyes?
Yes.
Of eyes. Mm-hmm. They've been great partners of eyes. Of ours, and we appreciate them, and we appreciate you. And they had a deal for $1 for the rest of the year, but it's almost the end of the year, so that dollar might be free now. But how do you spell a dollar or free, Zach?
MERRITT.
And when I move, you move,
just like that.
Just like that. And just like that, let's rip the Band-Aid off. Last night sucked. It was brutal. Actually, it's not the fact that it wasn't brutal the entire game, Brad. Like, it was, there were some great moments until 12 minutes and 50 seconds left in the game where Baltimore then just took a 24-13 lead on Derrick Henry's second touchdown of the evening.
Yep.
And here the Ravens are, all in front of us, double-digit lead at the bank. Everything's buzzing. And Lamar went down, but here's Tyler Huntley, Snoop, just leading the team. Everything's there.
Loving him some D-Hop.
Yeah, he was. He's feeding him.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, in the blink of an eye, it's 28-24. Zay Flowers fumbles, and the game's over, and possibly the Ravens' season is now on the brink of being done.
You know what made it worse for me?
Just like that.
I was sitting next to a bunch of Patriots fans talking all that shit.
Yeah. And they got to back it up because at the end of the day.
No, I was talking all the shit.
Oh. Well, then you couldn't back it up.
I was backing it up for 3.5 quarters is what I was doing. And then as soon as Zay Flowers fumbled that ball, I was out of there. I didn't even say goodbye to him. I was gone.
You know, it's so overall, this is the part I put a video out earlier, right? On Instagram, Facebook, if you guys want to check it out. And essentially how I felt with this summarized a lot of what's been happening for the Ravens, but it also summarized as much as I think this Ravens team is as talented as any team in the NFL. Talent doesn't make you a great team, and the Ravens aren't a great team. They're not a good team right now. They're an inconsistent team. And yesterday was a perfect example. And this is why it's frustrating for fans. The New England Patriots have a legit shot to be the number 1 seed in the AFC. Then the Denver Broncos have a chance. The Buffalo Bills have a chance to at least be a top team. But when you're looking at the AFC, is there any team on paper that you don't think the Ravens could beat? Because the Ravens had an 11-point lead on potentially the number 1 seed in Baltimore. So you're saying they can't beat the Patriots? They can, but the problem is, once again, you find a way for a game to slip away. In Buffalo, it was the lead and the mistakes late. against Detroit when it came to Baltimore. It was a fumble late and not making stops on fourth down.
Even the Rams.
The Rams
held the Rams to 17 points.
The Ravens right now, if they don't make the playoffs, will finish 3-6 at M&T Bank
Franchise
Stadium.
worst.
I can't imagine. And 3 primetime home losses.
Yeah, that's never happened either.
And the inconsistent part here is you win 5 in a row. On Thanksgiving night, you get smacked by a division rival, which then you welcome another division rival the next week. And yeah, you could say the refs, but then you came out flat against Pittsburgh. And then Pittsburgh wins. And then you go to play that rival that embarrassed you on Thanksgiving and you shut them out. And then for 48 minutes, you were the better team against one of the best teams in the National Football League. And for the 12th time in the last 5 years, the Ravens blow a fourth quarter lead of double digits. And Zach, I mean, we could go this in a lot of different ways. We're just getting the reactions out of here. Like, I described it as, for the Ravens on the social media post, I feel the Ravens are the team where you go, we think we're better than them, the other team, because we have better talent. And I felt on teams that I've grown up on and played, if you played any team, competitive sports at any point, how many times at least, and you're lying to yourself, unless you played on some really horse shit teams, and if you did, I'm sorry. But I've been on a lot of teams where I've looked across and go, my team is better than your team. We have the better talent. But at the end of the day, that team outcoached and outplayed us. And I feel like that's a good analogy because I feel like, unfortunately for the Ravens, Zach, that's been the story for this year. It's not the talent that they have. It's the execution in the biggest moments.
Yeah, I mean, because you're totally right. It is about that they are more talented than every team I would say on paper coming into this year. I do not think we are 4 months removed from, there were analysts talking about the Ravens at 15-2, 16-1. This team, if it's not this year, it's never. On paper, this team is as talented, if not more talented, than every other team in the National Football League. Maybe you can argue, the Rams, very, very talented. There are a few teams there that it's a little close. But the Ravens were the most top-to-bottom talented team, I believe, in football. We had Chris Berman on before the season. He said that exact thing. He said, when you look top to bottom, there is not a more talented team than the Baltimore Ravens. The Ravens got out-coached in almost every single game this year. Even in their wins, they got out-coached. And honestly, last night it felt like maybe it could be different because Vrabel had that just horrendous fourth down fake punt decision. He gave the Ravens all that momentum. It just felt like, once again, it was this coaching staff. And I talked about this last night because someone brought it up, and I think it's a great point. John Harbaugh is a good coach, but there is a difference between an argument of whether a guy is a bad or good coach and whether or not it's just time for a change. John Harbaugh, if he is moved on from with the Ravens, which I believe they should, he is going to have his pick of any team he would like to go to because he is a good coach. It's time for a change in Baltimore. It's time for a new energy in Baltimore because I'll tell you one thing. You see all these other teams, the Mike McDonald and the Seahawks. You see Liam Cohen and the Jaguars. These guys, the energy that they bring to their teams, this infectious energy that you're like, hey, that team is willing to die for that coach. Like they love every bit of it. It kind of feels like that's been lost in Baltimore. For a while, it felt like that, especially early on. Harbaugh was this new coach. They wanted to go out there. He was a player's coach. They gravitated towards him. I think it's the message is staled. And I think, X's and O's, I think they've gotten out coached in a lot of ways. And for that reason, I do not think it is in the best interest of the Baltimore Ravens to have John Harbaugh on the sideline next year. Now, I'm sure Harbaugh will not be fired. They will mutually part ways with. He's been here too long. They will not fire him. But I would be shocked at this point, especially if they lose one of the next two and they do, in fact, finish under 500. I do not think, with all the shortcomings in the previous seasons, we all talked about beforehand, if you're not making the AFC Championship this year, you probably got to move on from Harbaugh. That was making it tough. It was a tough decision if you made the AFC Championship and fell short again. I don't think if you finish under 500, there's any discussion. I think you need a new coach.
And Brad, I mean, the other part here that I want to point out, because as much as the leader of the ship is the one that's running this show, right? You know, and the head coach is going to get most of the blame, and he's going to also get a lot of credit. And what I hate for Harbaugh is because of what's happened here and transpired is some people are saying, hey, you know, he's been lucky the entire time. You don't stay around long enough on luck. You don't in this league, regardless of how talented you are, because we've seen teams that have been really talented and the coaches just can't make a difference or an impact. But the problem for the Ravens is how they're losing and how it's being executed, both from the coach standpoint and the players. Like, you could say it's coaching. Zay Flowers has more fumbles now than touchdowns on the year. They're making mistakes that they shouldn't. Is that a player accountability? I think that the players have their own fault, but John Harbaugh is still the leader of this ship, and that's where this is going to continue to fall. And we'll get into the biggest talking point here in a second, Brad, after you want you to speak on this. But right now, you feel at a crossroads. You mentioned, Zach, the other coaches. But for right now, the Ravens, whether it's accountability, responsibility, the reality is the window of the talent that you have with Lamar Jackson, the window of talent that you have on this team is closing. You can still win a Super Bowl. The Chiefs are going to miss the playoffs, and they have a lot of question marks. The AFC king, there's no king anymore. But for the Ravens, they are at a crossroads because they are not the team that was supposed to take the next step this year. And I know, Brad, it's been frustrating for you. And I think that this is you just mentioned you went to a Ravens. You've been season ticket holders, or you've been going for how many years?
26.
It's the worst. You can argue this is the worst, most disappointing Ravens that you probably have experienced.
Yeah, 26 years. I've been going since I was 13 years old. And you know, it's one of these things. I told you off air. I love John Harbaugh. I think this has nothing to do with how I feel about John the person, but this has a very similar vibe or very similar feeling as the Andy Reid situation in Philly. Not saying it's the exact same, but like that's the type of vibe it feels like, and that John Harbaugh can go and be a coach somewhere else and still be successful. But it's one of those things where this culture is non-existent. Like, it just feels like there is no culture. There's no real leader in the locker room. There's no voice that really kind of personifies what the Ravens actually are. And I think that does have everything to do with coaching. I mean, the defense has been absolutely horrible for the last couple of years since Mike McDonald left, really. There's just been no cohesiveness there. Todd Monken was great for 1 year, and then all of a sudden we see what's happened since then. Just some really questionable, boneheaded calls. I was actually watching the game where we sit right behind the tunnel and watching one particular play, and Stephon Diggs was just wide open. And thank God Drake made it and see it, because it could have been a blowout after that. He just made a throw to a slant route, and that was it. But Stephon Diggs was wide open. It's just, there was lots of plays like that where you would think that the priority last night would be to take away the one player that could wreck your game, and that was Stephon Diggs. And what did? They just put Marlon Humphrey on there, and he got cooked almost every play by Diggs. And then there was the pass interference call that was not called that could have also made things worse. It was just a microcosm of what this entire season is, and really what this culture has been virtually since Lamar Jackson has come into the league. I mean, this is what it's been. You go 14-2, get knocked out first round of the playoffs. Like this is what it's been like. And I feel like if we could continue to go down this road, it's like that old cliche of doing the same thing and expecting a different result. John Harbaughl's back next year. We're just going to see the same damn thing.
Well, and the unfortunate circumstance for the Ravens is that some guys, this roster that you created, you're going to have to draft and you're going to have to, develop and move forward. But the group that you have, the talent that you have, is good enough to win right now.
Yeah.
And for whatever the reasons have been for the Ravens, that's, again, the frustrating part. And I know it's frustrating for the fans, the players, the coaches, everyone. It's frustrating because at the end of the day, it's results on the field. And for the Ravens, I think I mentioned, I did not talk to you about this, Zach. I talked to Brad. Because I just didn't see you earlier.
I was like, all right.
Yeah.
I can't be a part of the conversation.
Oh, you can. You just got to get
I just saw Shedeur Sanders over there. That's all I saw.
So, but the thing for me here is when you look at teams around the NFL, are the Broncos a better talented roster? I don't think they're more talented, but are they better in situations? Yes.
Yeah.
The Jaguars, yes. Because some of those games, if you watch the Broncos and the Jags, they've been ugly. But then the Jags show up and they win in the crunch moments. Hey, your boy Caleb Williams, Brad, and the Bears.
Last 2 weeks, he's looked real good.
And so, but the point with the Bears and Ben Johnson, they can look awful.
Yeah.
For 3 quarters. Or I shouldn't say awful. They don't look like they're going to win.
Yes.
But damn it, when they got to be good, they are. And it feels like that's the reverse for the Ravens. Close games, they're not winning the close games as much. The only one that they won close recently, what was at Cleveland? Tough place to win at Cleveland. They held on to win that game.
Yeah.
You lose to Buffalo on the road. We know that. You lose to Detroit. The Pittsburgh game at home, you lose last night to the Patriots. All games, that's the part is you see what the team can be, but what the team is they're not a great team. They're not a good team. They're an average team because what's the phrase? You are what your record is. The record is for the Ravens. They are 7-8.
Yeah. And we got what could have been a lot bigger news had the Ravens held on to the lead last night. The league just announced DK Metcalf has been suspended for the final 2 remaining games of the NFL season. We'll see if that impacts, obviously, against the Browns next week. Maybe that, although they have those 2 stud running backs.
Oh, my God.
Sorry. But, I mean, maybe that impacts it.
And no
TJ
Watt.
But that will – that is a big deal, especially if the Ravens would have held on last night. And obviously they would have still had to beat the Packers because of the Steelers winning yesterday. But that would have been a very big storyline. I'm sure he will appeal, but if they keep it at 2 games, if it was winner take all, and now DK's not playing, that shortens shortens the field, I would say, for the Steelers, because DK was beating Marlon over the top every time. That was complete. That was their need a big play.
Oh,
DK's on, Marlon's on DK. Let him go.
Oh, and DK lit it up against the Ravens in that game. He did. And here's the thing. And this is why, I hate even, my heart's going to go there, but I also do believe this. If for some reason the Ravens get in, do I have hope that they could go on a run? Yes, because I'm a romantic and I believe in great stories, and this could be amazing for it. But in the reality, the Ravens, talent-wise, could beat anyone in the AFC. That is the reality. But the problem here is you might not even get the invitation to the dance because you didn't earn it. And that is the problem here for the Ravens. They have to win against Green Bay, and how they got here is because you haven't been able to win the other games. The Ravens, in all purposes here, Zach, this week they should or could be wrapping up the division. Realistically, they could. Sure. And instead, they may or may not finish at 500, which is a thing that we will see unfold. But the biggest decision then from yesterday's game, and could have been the tipping point of why the Ravens couldn't close it down or put the hammer to the Patriots. Yes, you can say the defense didn't make the stop. Hey, the defense didn't make enough stops. You're right. And Drake May Still don't understand that. I did it right though, right?
Yeah, you did. Drake,
Okay.
Drake May.
Drake May. Dude's good, man. He was unbelievable last night down the stretch. He was, but he was not the best player on the field last night.
Nope.
The best player on the field, despite the fumble, was Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry was the best player on the football field last night for both teams. 18 carries, 128 yards, over 7 yards a carry. He put the Ravens up 24-13 with 12 minutes and 50 seconds to go in the game. And you thought, this is why the Ravens brought Derrick Henry. Lead. He's going to wear down the defense, and the guy standing right across the sideline, Mike Vrabel, Derrick Henry's former coach, knows all about this, because you know what Mike Vrabel did? Hey, King, take us to the promised land. You're going to finish this off. But we know the script of what happened. Derrick Henry didn't touch the football the rest of the game.
Didn't touch the field.
Didn't touch the field. The Ravens lost 28-24. So we're going to dissect this, because hearing that out loud sounds crazy. 11-point lead, and down the stretch, Derrick Henry doesn't get the football
for 12 minutes.
So why don't we go to the outrage first? Rodney Harrison talked about it on NBC after the game, and he was one of many analysts that was just completely shocked by the decision. But let's play that clip, and then we'll talk about it on the other side.
It was absolutely ridiculous what they did, Coach, in terms of trying to run the football. How do you not have Derrick Henry on the football field the second half? That's the one guy the Patriots did not want to tackle. None of them guys, the linebackers, the safeties, the secondary, they wanted no part of Derrick Henry.
And I totally understand you go in with a plan. We're going to alternate our backs, and we're going to play Henry a series, then we're going to play Mitchell a series. But if Steph Curry just hit 6 3-pointers in a row, you don't take him out and say, oh, this is your time to rest now. No, Derrick Henry was on fire. They couldn't stop him. You've got to lead. You got to protect the lead. He did not touch that. Not only didn't touch the ball, didn't touch the field for the last 12 minutes of the game.
I'm going to just say this. I absolutely at times hate the Ravens' offensive strategy. And if I'm Coach Harbaugh and I got Derrick Henry, what are you saving him for? You saving him for next year? You might as well run now. That's the reason why you redid his contract. You paid him a lot of money for moments like this. There's no way those other guys. Coach, we were sitting there talking about it.
Yes.
They were getting 7-8 yards. Easy. It was easy. And he took Derrick Henry out, and it cost him the game. And it was Todd Monken. And that's the problem with the Ravens offensively.
And then they picked up the first down, so they had another opportunity to put him in the game at that point when they were up 3 at that point in time, Coach. If you're the head coach, offensive coordinator, I understand. If you're the head coach, Coach Harbaugh, what are you saying with Henry standing next to you?
I'm looking over there, and he's standing next to me, and I'm saying, why are you over here? Are you hurt? And he says, I'm okay.
Go back in the game.
You're in the game. You have to be. And this, with our season on the line, and the way he was running tonight, and the way they had problems stopping him, at least I'm gonna. Even if I want to throw the ball, I'm gonna put him in there and fake the ball to him, so the whole team is going to jump on him. It just did not make any sense to me.
You saw when he was in the game, Zay Flowers was taking off because everybody was stacked up.
One-on-one coverage, everybody's at line of scrimmage. It just did not make sense to me.
So the two guys, to reiterate, who just spoke, Rodney Harrison, one of the best safeties that played the game. Tony Dungy, Super Bowl winning coach.
Pretty good.
And the track record, they've been around. And we know, like, you have analysts outside of there that sometimes can get too much into being an analyst, but they're not alone. It's not just what they're saying or what fans are saying. The common sense part is when a guy's hot, that's what Tony Dungy was saying. When a guy is hot, you keep feeding him.
Yeah.
And Derrick Henry gets better as the game goes on. Why did the Titans make a run in the postseason those years with Mike Vrabel? Was it because of Ryan Tannehill, guys, that you remember? That's right. You and Zach and Brad, you both bonded over that moment, right? It's so funny looking back at that when you said, why do they not throw as much? And you guys went
Ryan Tannehill.
So, hey, love Ryan Tannehill. But the bigger part is who they have in the backfield. Derrick Henry.
Right.
Derrick Henry's an enforcer. Derrick Henry takes the soul out of your body. And yet, everyone's left scratching their head going, why, if Derrick Henry's on your team and your goal is to win the game, why on earth do you not have him in? Guys, I don't have any good reason. I don't. I heard what John Harbaugh said, and actually I think we have his comments from last night. So John Harbaugh was asked about why Derrick Henry didn't come in the game. Late in the game. I shouldn't even say late in the game. Last 12 minutes and 50 seconds. Whatever the possessions the Ravens had. Here's John Harbaugh's comments on the matter.
You look back on it, I think it's pretty easy to say, hey, he should have been in there or shouldn't have been in there. But we're rotating those guys throughout the game as two backs, And but yeah, game-winning drive. Do I want Derrick Henry on the field? Sure, I do want him on the field.
So then why wasn't he?
I just wish John Harbaugh would have some say in, guys on the field. Like if he was like a head coach or something, I feel like maybe he would have the power to put a guy on, but like maybe one day. John Harbaugh, and this is what gets me on my soapbox. John Harbaugh talks about these games as if he is a fan. He talks about them like he has no say. Like he'll be like, and we have the same discussion every time. It's, yeah, we would have really liked to see Derrick on the field. Good news. You're in charge of that. It's like Tony Dungy and Rodney Harrison were just saying. Tony Dungy being like, if I'm looking on the field and we need a game-winning drive or we need a drive to ice out the clock to end this thing, and I'm going, Derrick, are you hurt? And Derrick's like, no, I'm good. He's going, get on the field. What are we? And I get it. We're rotating backs. I love Keaton Mitchell. I think Keaton Mitchell is a weapon for this team. In the fourth quarter of a game with the lead, Ryan, you said perfectly, Derrick Henry does not make his money in the first quarter. He does not make his money in the second quarter. He does not make his money in the third quarter. How many games have we seen Derrick Henry have 45, 50 rushing yards heading into the fourth quarter, and by the end of it, you look up and you're like, holy crap, he's got 115?
Yeah.
You don't want to tackle. It is a cold night in Baltimore. The last thing that this Patriots defense wanted to do, and you can look at it. You can look at the impact he had the entire second half. The last thing on earth they wanted to do, they knew Tyler Huntley was handing the ball to Derrick Henry, and they still couldn't stop it. So why take the ball off his hands? Oh, we want to change the pace with Mitchell. That's cool. If you want to do that the first set of downs, like they said, Rodney Harrison and them talked about, you got a first down. Like you now reset the chains. Derrick, get out there.
That last touchdown from Derrick Henry was led by Tyler Linderbaum and Pat Ricard, and you could just see that defense wanted nothing to do with all that beef running right into the end zone.
That's called imposing your will on the other team. That is, we are going to abuse you here. You don't want no part of that. Have you ever seen the Dewey Cox where it's like, Dewey, get out of here. You don't want no part of this shit. It kind of like that's the reality. And for the Ravens and for Derrick, guys, listen to this. Derrick's had 29 carries in the last two games. He's had 228 yards rushing on 29 carries. It's averaging, I think, if my math's correct, averaged 9.1 against the Bengals on 11 carries, 7.1 on 18 against the Patriots, roughly 8 yards a carry here.
Yeah.
Lamar's down. Derrick Henry, I love Keaton Mitchell. I think someone on my Instagram, I think I saw a comment saying, I don't agree with you, Ryan. I don't think Keaton Mitchell's a beast. I'd say Derrick Henry's a beast. No, I think Derrick Henry, I think he is a beast. I think Keaton Mitchell's a beast, but I think Derrick Henry actually is Superman.
Yeah.
I don't think
he's in a class by himself.
I don't think he's a human. And I think that's the part that we're sitting here. And for John, what I hate about this whole scenario with the Ravens, and I love John. We talked about it. I love it. I can't. There's nothing you can justify by taking your best player off the field. It's almost like here's my philosophy. Give the ball to your best players if you have the opportunity to do so. And Derrick not being on the field makes your team worse. When Derrick was on the field, that offense was moving no matter what. And you take him off the field, it makes you a little bit more predictable.
Yep.
And that's what happened. The Ravens became predictable. The Patriots seized on the moment. And Mike Vrabel is sitting there smiling because he understands what the Ravens could have done in that situation. And now, guys, it's out of their control now for what happens with Baltimore. They don't control their own destiny. They don't.
Just saying. We're doing it. It's happening.
Well, you just mentioned DK Metcalf is going to be out for 2 games.
That does hurt them. Like that is very big.
Well, not if they have Kenneth Gainwell and Jalen Warren. I'm sorry. I'm not mad at them. Good for them. I'm happy for them. They just absolutely ruined my fantasy.
I'm sorry. The subplot of that Steelers game was unreal. The entire world is watching DK Metcalf fight this fan, and then Kenneth Gainwell in the middle of it is like tripping over defenders, somehow still catching the ball. It was just the wildest game. That was like the biggest, like, what is going on game I've ever experienced, because of course it was the Steelers.
Yeah, of course it was. But you know what the Steelers did? They extended Mike Tomlin's record when they have a double-digit lead in the fourth quarter to, I believe now he's 113-0-1 when the Steelers have a double-digit lead in the fourth quarter. That's insane. And you wonder why Mike Tomlin stays around as a coach.
Yeah.
It's because
he's not going anywhere. He's not going anywhere.
It's because of that. And I know the crazy thing is I know Ravens fans are saying how they feel about Harbaugh. Steelers fans are saying a certain way about Mike Tomlin.
Which I don't understand.
The reality of all of it is they are good head coaches, Zach. You brought it up. But the reality is it for Baltimore, this team and this window is closing. And if they don't make the playoffs and they don't go to the Super Bowl this year, which I think their chance to make it now is 8%.
Yep.
So you're telling me there's a chance. But right now, the outcry is going to be, well, what could have been? And especially here with the season on the line, and Rodney Harrison said it there, and Tony Dungy. Do you want to live with the guy that you extended, the future Hall of Famer, first ballot, to help get you to the finish line? Or are you going to live with the what if we did give the ball, and instead the Ravens could possibly be going home? We'll see you next week. But if you are new to the channel, hit that like and subscribe button. Ryan Ripken Show, live here on YouTube, X, and Facebook. One time for the one time. Guys, part 2 of that. It's definitely been disappointing this year. It's an understatement. Has not been fun. If you're a fan in Baltimore, it hasn't been fun the entire year in 2025. The year is going to end here in just a week plus here. So it's going to move into 2026. Here's the 2026. Yeah? No? Okay, Zach. All right.
I was just
not happy?
no.
New year, new you?
I just, you know
Don't
what?
like
Actually,
change?
I am Pete Alonso. That's a big.
Yeah. Pete Alonso plays for
I
the
had to
Orioles.
keep telling myself that last night. Actually, though, as the game was, we all knew what was happening. Like any Ravens fan, as soon as the Patriots, I was actually rooting for the Patriots to get the 2-point conversion, because I was like, at least if we stop them on third down, it's a 3-point game. They'll just take the field goal instead of the inevitable touchdown to break our hearts. It happened anyway. But as we all were watching that, I had to keep telling myself, I'm like, the Orioles are being aggressive this year. The Orioles are going for it. Like, we got weird to say out loud, like, at least we have a well-run organization over there, because usually it's the other way around. But
you know what's interesting is that some would argue in the 2025 season that the most disappointing team in baseball was the Baltimore Orioles. And Brad, I don't know if we have the poll out yet on this.
No.
But we will. And the poll is going to be, because it's the NFL season, who is the most disappointing? I'll rephrase that.
Aside from the Ravens.
Besides the Ravens, who is the most disappointing team here in 2025? For all the reasons that we just mentioned, if the Ravens miss the playoffs, they are going to be a very intriguing candidate. But there's some other teams on here that are right there on that list. The Kansas City Chiefs are going to go from not just being Super Bowl contenders to not just being AFC West winners. They're missing the playoffs completely, and they've already been eliminated. They got eliminated with 3 weeks left to go in the season.
Yeah.
How about that? If we go to the other side, the Detroit Lions, who are also Super Bowl favorites, are high up there in the NFC. They're on the brink of elimination. They need the Green Bay Packers to lose their last 2 games, so they'll be rooting for the Ravens come Saturday night. Is there any other teams I got on that list that I'm missing, Brad?
I got the Colts.
The Colts?
Just because of how they entered into this season.
And how they started?
And where they're at right now.
So right now, the Colts, for where they've gotten to, is where you're going. Chiefs, Ravens, and the Lions. So I don't think anyone saw the Chiefs being eliminated with 3 weeks to go in the season. I didn't see that on my bingo card, right, Zach? No. Swept by the Chargers.
Yeah. I will say, I think there's one team, though, that can take the cake that's not on this list currently for most disappointing, and that if the Bills do not reach the Super Bowl with Lamar Jackson and Patrick Mahomes not in the playoffs, I think that becomes a big disappointment. I think, like, if we're going off regular season, like at this moment, obviously they're in the playoffs. You know, they're gonna do their thing. But if we look back in 5 weeks and the Bills didn't make the Super Bowl, now if they go to the Super Bowl and lose to the Rams or something, that's a damn good team. But if you don't make the Super Bowl without Mahomes and Lamar and all them there, I think that's disappointing. But you know,
the fourth team that I have on here are the Bucks.
Yeah, and let us know in the comments on the other. Tom, I see you down there, part of our channel members, Commanders.
If you'd have told me the Carolina Panthers were going to be leading that division with 2 games to go, I'd have told you you're crazy.
And Tampa Bay was, if Steve's right in here, Tampa Bay were 5-1. Were they? I knew that they got off to the hot start.
Yeah, Baker Mayfield was the MVP candidate 6 weeks in.
And the Bucks have been imploding, so that'd be up there.
Yeah.
So I think that's a fair case. So the Bucks got the Chiefs. If it's not the Ravens, the Lions are intriguing to me because they still, while they've had so much injury on the defensive side, it felt like that they turned the corner and then they just lost games that they should have won.
Yeah.
Like the Packers game at home, they got outplayed by the Pack. They got swept by the Pack. Granted, they played the Packers to start the year. It's always hard in game 1. Losing at home on Thanksgiving was tough. Losing to Pittsburgh at home and how they lost is brutal because if they win that game, the Lions are right where they kind of need to be. It's a shock to me. The Bills are intriguing that you say that, Zach, because it is lining up for
down the line, though. It's not
down
at the moment, but down the line they could take the cake, I think.
Yeah.
I think it's hard for my mind now to get wrapped around with the Ravens, given how much expectation they had. I think, we're not trying to be biased on that situation, but the Ravens of those teams, you knew the Chiefs were going to have the regression.
Yeah.
Or at least, let me take it back. The Chiefs have gone to Super Bowls. They've had a reservation in the AFC Championship game for every year that Patrick Mahomes has been a starter. So you knew the run would end at some point. So would it be disappointing? Sure. How it went this year, of course. But at least they've gotten to see all the glory. The Ravens haven't.
Yeah.
Since 2012. The playoff heartbreaks, but we're not even the playoffs. It's been the regular season heartbreaks for the Ravens. I can't wrap my head around anything else because I do think the Ravens given everyone what they were crowned. I think Dan Orlovsky talked about it here, and he said that the Ravens in his mind are the most disappointing. So could we play that clip here for a second, Zach?
Other side of the equation, Dio. The Ravens lose again. What are we supposed to make of Baltimore right now?
I think this is the most disappointing team in the NFL this season. And when you're that, something will have to change.
Look at this right here. We alluded to this in the highlights.
This is
the
wild.
final 12:50.
Yeah,
your closer's on the bench.
But one of the problems is this is far too often a common occurrence where we sit there and go how come Derrick Henry's not getting the ball more? This team, unequivocally, was the most talented roster in the AFC and rightfully so, the AFC Super Bowl pick.
And I think that's why it's hard for me to wrap my head around anything else. And also, it hurts to see that graphic and to hear it talked about. And Zach's throwing up his hands left
because
and right.
I can't believe
Well, you can believe it. No, time out. You can believe it.
Yeah.
Because you've seen it.
No,
It's
no, I'm
believable.
talking about I can't believe I'm saying this, but Dan Orlovsky nailed it. I mean, the propaganda was right. We talk about this same situation multiple times. If this was the first time all year or over the past 2 years where we have sat there and questioned why Derrick Henry's not on the field, we could sit here and go, why'd they do that? Like, what's going on there? But it's time and time again where the Ravens blow a lead. And the big question is, hey, why'd they give up on Derrick Henry? Hey, why'd Derrick Henry get 2 touches in the second half? Why did Derrick Henry not get the ball in a close game? Why did they not finish the ball, the game out with Derrick Henry? We've had the same, I feel like it's Groundhog's Day. We just over and over and over again lose a game. And then you look back, you're like, why was the star player not on the field? Like that, it makes no sense. It would be like bringing, I'm not going to throw anyone under the bus, but it'd be like the Orioles, because I like how he said, why is your closer on the bench? It would be like in 2024 when the Orioles had Felix Bautista and you knew when he came in, it was over. If he was sitting there on 2 days rest, season on the line, you must win this one. And in a 2-run game in the 9th inning, they bring a waiver claim up who's a decent, maybe had a cup of coffee elsewhere, but you're like, it's not Felix Bautista. Keaton Mitchell, I think, has talent. I think he can be a very good player. He's not Derrick Henry.
No.
He's not your closer. You didn't get Keaton Mitchell thinking when the game's close at the end, this is the guy that no one wants to tackle. Derrick Henry's made a career off that.
Yeah, I mean, personally, if you're talking about the Orioles, I would love Ubaldo to stay in the game over Zach Britton. I think that was the moment that
I was just about
that.
to say, yeah.
Just bringing up traumas right now.
Well, Zach was just a wee teenager at that moment.
He was.
I still remember that.
But overall here, yes, there's a lot of question marks around this. And the reason, and I'm seeing in the comments live right now, I look at other teams. If we go to the Commanders, the disappointing factor is that they went to the NFC Championship game, and you felt with Jaden Daniels in year 2, they were going to take the step. But the roster for the Commanders was not
nearly as good.
It was not as good as the Ravens.
No, not even close.
The Ravens have an MVP quarterback, a future Hall of Famer who's still playing in his prime in Derrick Henry. You have a great tight end room. You have a solid receiving core. Talent on the defensive side, even being banged up, and they don't even have a winning record right now. Now, the Chiefs, look, the Chiefs last year, they were the team that won every one-score game. They can't win the one-score games this year.
Chiefs aren't going to be good for a while. I don't think so.
They have more question marks than any of the contending teams moving forward
even before Patrick Mahomes got injured. I mean, the defense wasn't there. They couldn't pass rush. They couldn't rush the pass, and they don't have any run game what to speak of. So they have to fix a lot of things before Patrick Mahomes comes back and they consider themselves contenders. The run for the Chiefs is over.
I won't say that the run for the Chiefs is over, but their dominance of what they've done, that is done.
When you consider what the Chargers are doing right now and what the Broncos are doing right now, it's not as easy of a path to that division as it was prior to this year. And then compile that with your team's not as good as they were prior to last year. I don't see the Chiefs being division winners for maybe a few years at least.
I think it's crazy to say. I think it all depends on the knee of Patrick Mahomes and how quickly he comes back. Just because I still buy Andy Reid and Steve Spagnuolo as the head coach and D coordinator. But to the point, what I know we can agree on.
Receivers need help too.
What?
The receivers are going to need help too. Travis Kelce probably retiring this year.
He's now hinting at coming back.
Right. So
yeah, okay.
Hinting or not?
He's hinting at coming back.
Oh, well, we'll find out whatever happens here. But the point being is the AFC West has gotten significantly stronger. Yes. It has overall. The Ravens in this case, going back to it, I hate it, but the AFC North was down.
Yeah.
It was down. The Bengals.
Understatement.
The Bengals lose Joe Burrow. I mean, they got Joe Flacco. And Joe Flacco was humming that thing. And
had career games.
And then they were having the moments, and then the Bears, today find a way to win. The Bears won a game where they gave up 40-some points, but because the Bengals gave up more points there.
Yeah.
But the Bengals historically have one of the worst defenses in the history of the NFL right now. And I think that's the part. The Ravens, this was supposed to be their division to walk through. Aaron Rodgers.
Yep.
Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers are one victory or a loss away from winning that division. That's why it's hard for me to get by this. The Commanders, at least going back to that, the Eagles weren't going away. The Eagles won the division. Cowboys, as much as people want to get on them, they are competitive. Giants, Giants are the Giants. But yeah, I mean, it's really hard for me to not disagree with Dan Orlovsky on this. Again, the Ravens make the playoffs, anything can happen. But if it stands where it is, it's very hard for that to not be the pick.
It's 1,000% the Ravens. Like I said, the only team that can dethrone them is if Buffalo kind of pees down their leg going
in the first round.
Yeah. Like, I think that
Buffalo plays one more game than the Ravens do this season. Then the Buffalo.
I would even give them, if they lose in the division. Heck, I'm going to say it. If they lose in the AFC Championship, they're the most disappointing season, because their kryptonite has been Patrick Mahomes. That is the only man that they cannot get through. He absolutely owns that franchise in the postseason. They cannot get by him. If you have a year with I'll even take Lamar Jackson out of it because they've beaten Lamar both times. If you go into a postseason and Patrick Mahomes is not there, your kryptonite is not there. Like I said, if you lose to the Rams in the Super Bowl, Rams are a damn good team. Rams, I still think, win it all. If you don't make the Super Bowl, the Bills are the most disappointing team, because at least the other teams you look at and you're like, okay, there were some injuries here, whatever. Just Ravens, just a bad football team playing towards the end. Buffalo, it would be everything folded perfectly for you. Everything unfolded perfectly for you. And if they're unable to make the Super Bowl without Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs, that's disappointing.
I don't know. I can name you at least 2 or 3 teams that I think are better than the Bills this year.
Well, but to Zach's point, though, everyone, the narrative is that Buffalo just couldn't get past the Chiefs.
Yeah.
And right now, like, for the first time since Patrick Mahomes been a starter, the Chiefs have vacated one of the 2 AFC championship spots. Like, that's crazy. There's going to be 2 teams playing in the AFC championship game, brand new.
Yep.
Since 2018, right? When Patrick Mahomes became the starter, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So shirts and pants, man, it's wild to think, it's wild to believe, but the reality is there's been a lot of chaos in the NFL. But I don't think we expected this much chaos, especially with the rosters that these teams have, and specifically the Ravens. They're under 500. If you had said that the Baltimore Ravens, to me, didn't win the division this year, I'd go, okay, like, Bengals, Steelers can be tough. But you're saying the Ravens aren't going to make the playoffs and could be a team under 500? And you said, okay, Lamar was only going to miss 4 games. He's missed 3 or 4 at this point, right? Only 4. I'd still think the Ravens would be a playoff type of team.
Vegas had them winning the division.
They had them win the division at 1-5.
1-5.
Goodness gracious. I guess Vegas maybe is trying to maybe Vegas doesn't know. Maybe Vegas does, or I don't even know what to say. But what I do know is the Ravens, it has been disappointing here through 16 weeks of football. Now you got to hope and say a prayer here moving forward.
Yeah.
And let us know in the comments if there's any other team that we're missing here. There are some good teams to look at. Tampa Bay Bucks. Talk about a team that look for new coaching if they lose. Todd Bowles he thought he had a rant after the Falcons game. Well,
oh God,
that was you say you want to hear coaches speak their mind more.
Oh yeah.
Might have needed to heel cinnamon, rein that in for a little bit, but you know what? If you didn't know the F word, then I'll save it for right now. If you didn't know what the F word stood for, or you had any curiosity, just go watch Todd Bowles.
If you didn't know that it could be used as an adjective, a verb, a noun, all of those things,
yeah,
you discovered that in that conversation.
There's a lot there.
Yeah,
there's a lot of words. It's in SpongeBob, it was like saying bad. Apparently there's 12 or 13 bad words. Yeah. Oh, that's all I can think about is the amount of dolphin noises that would be for Todd Bowles.
You said
Oh, you said number 11. Oh, what the? Yeah, God, what a show. They don't make
Escalators. Eels.
They don't, like, in my mind, it's also you can use whatever word you want to throw in there, but usually it is, hitting the button right there.
Yeah.
Oh, sugar. All right. New to the channel, hit that like and subscribe. Before we switch over into football, we had a few things that caught our eye from the weekend overall. Brad, what caught your eye in week 16?
The Jacksonville Jaguars are for real, guys. I have struggled this entire season to try to find a favorite to win or to go to the Super Bowl. The Jacksonville Jaguars are officially my favorites to go to the Super Bowl. And I think that there's going to be a lot of people that say, that's a hot take. That's bullshit. I don't think so. They went from being kind of like one of the most questionable teams the last 4 weeks. The team's offense averaged 400 plus total yards per game. Trevor Lawrence is playing out of his mind. And then you go on to the defensive side of the ball. The defense, the last 4 games, they've been even stingier, allowing just 15.5 points per game with multiple under 20 points games allowed. Passing yards, 9th in the NFL. Trevor Lawrence individual stats, 9th in the NFL in the last 4 games. 3,400, almost 3,500 passing yards in the last 4 games. Passing touchdowns, completion percentage is 60%. He's balling.
He's balling. The smart. So you're a small market team. You love the small market beauties.
I'm not even. It's just the numbers don't lie.
I'm saying Sean Payton said, for a small market, they don't know. It's a small market team. It's a good team down there.
Right.
Hey,
listen,
Jags are scary.
We always talk about the hottest teams are the ones that go, and they're getting hot at the right time. And I think the Jags could. They're my favorites to go to the Super Bowl this year.
Well, the Jags, they're playing with as much confidence as anyone in the AFC right now. I would say the Texans, it should be interesting. The Texans get back their game back right now from that division lead. But whoever wins that division is going to get a home game. That's going to be a tough out for either of those teams. Zach, what caught your eye in week 16?
We're not shucking around anymore. Tyler Shuck is the real deal. Everyone clowned the Saints, especially because of the whole Shedeur sliding thing of what are we doing right now? Tyler Shuck, Schaff, however people wanted to pronounce it before the season. They were like, what are the Saints doing? This guy is legit. I'm loving what I'm seeing from Tyler Shuck. Yesterday, 308 yards, 3 straight wins. I understand that yesterday was versus the Jets, but how about at Tampa Bay versus Carolina, 2 teams fighting for that division. He's on a 3-game win streak. And then let me show you something real fast.
Yeah, show us something real quick, Zach.
Of all the rookie quarterbacks, Cam Ward, Shedeur Sanders, and Tyler Shuck has the most wins of any of them at 4 wins. He has the highest completion percentage of any of them, most yards per pass yards per attempt, most pass yards per game. He has the least amount of interceptions. Now that's he's played in the second least amount. He's played in 9 games compared to Shedeur's 6 and 15 from Cam. Best quarterback rating, 86.5. I mean, he's also got some legs, 2 rushing touchdowns, 146 rushing yards. I'm all in on Tyler Shuck. I think the Saints made a damn good pick. Everyone clowned him. Am I saying he's going to be one of the best quarterbacks in the league? No, but I think the Saints got a guy that they can build around. And I think going into this draft, the world is their oyster. They can just keep building and putting talent around. Shuck, they finally are sort of escaping cap hell. But Tyler Shuck, I'm all in. All in on the Shuckster.
Oh. Is that his nickname now? The Shuckster.
Hell of a monologue for Shuckster.
Yeah.
I parlayed him up to 300 yards yesterday, and he hit it. I'm not going to lie. That's where a lot.
Oh, you were shucking then.
We were shucking.
And also reminded you that Chris Olave down there is pretty damn good wide receiver. They got a great rapport. Mm-hmm. He's 8th in the league in receiving yards right now.
That's
Chris
crazy.
Olave. Over 1,000 yards when he's healthy, talented receiver. And also, by the way, the Saints, they also swept the Panthers and beat the Bucks recently. They actually have the best divisional record
Yeah.
in the
wild.
NFC South. They're thinking
no
we just play our
shucking
division all the
way.
time. Yeah.
No shucking way.
They have
shucking
5
way.
wins on the season. I think 4 of them are within the division.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's after losing Kamara and like they lost.
Yeah.
You know who
down
wants to
injured.
just outlaw playing any other team? You know, we should just play a full 18 or 17 slate season against our own division. That would be the Saints.
Oh, they're winning it.
Oh, they'd win that division hands down.
13-4.
Oh my gosh.
Easy.
Beasts. All right. What caught my eye this weekend, we mentioned it for a second. Everything that happened in the Lions-Steelers game, because the game itself was entertaining. What are you laughing at?
I've heard the rant before, and it's funny.
No, it's not funny. It is. You know what? All right,
He
let me get
lost
out.
his shit on me. And I was not on me, but just
You
I
know,
was I was
maybe-
the venting ear.
I saw
as well.
Rocco sent me a message. He's asking if we should come on. Should we lift the ban on Rocco to come on the show?
We didn't. He banned himself.
Well, he deserves it.
He,
Very
deserves
much
it.
deserved. It was a very much.
it's been since October 30th since Rocco's been on the show.
So, yeah, you know what? I want to. You know what? Before my rant. The DK Metcalf situation started, I think, before all of my issues started to arise here, as both a fan of the Baltimore Ravens and also as a fantasy football semifinalist at the moment there, number 1 seed. DK Metcalf got in it with a Lions fan. Now, apparently they had history before, that they knew each other, or there was an incident before I heard in Seattle. But then the video shows DK grabbing the guy by the shirt and then throwing a little bit of an uppercut. And now there's words and rumors of what could have been said. Was the fan at fault? Things could have been crossing the line. But the reality is, as a player, fans can say dumb shit to you, and they can cross the line. It can go over the top. As a player, there's things you can and can't do. What you can't do is grab a fan and try to punch him.
Yeah.
And now DK is going to be out for 2 games. That's massive. But also in real time, when you're watching that Lions-Steelers game, Romo was saying it like, oh, he's definitely thinking about what just happened, of like, oh, crap. You know, I could be in trouble. And then what happens? DK Metcalf drops the ball right in the breadbasket.
Yeah.
You could tell that he was off after that, and rightfully so. That's a lot to think about there. But that's not where the fun then just stops. No. Right before the half, Aaron Rodgers, I don't know what it is. I think it's just playing in Detroit, because you know what they mentioned right before the half, Zach, is that Aaron Rodgers has moments in Detroit or something crazy happens. They had the Hail Mary where Richard Rodgers came down with it and the Packers beat the Lions. Well, Aaron Rodgers was it second, third down, 13 seconds left in the half. He's falling backwards and throws one up. Gainwell's getting dragged down. And all of a sudden, he catches this thing. And why do I get mad about this? Well, I'm a Ravens fan. So 1, it ties the game. 2, guess who's going against Kenneth Gainwell? Zach, you already know. I'm going against Kenneth Gainwell in fantasy, but that's just not where it stops there. The game is tied. The Lions are one of the best rush defenses in the league. Well, Jaylen Warren then didn't get the memo. He had 2 45-yard runs. So all of that happens. And by the way, Zach, guess who's going against Jaylen Warren?
Who?
Me. Gainwell and Warren. So I got to give my buddy credit. You guys know my friend Gordy. I'm sitting there going, you know what? It's like the Ted movie where he insults his superior in the grocery store. And the guy goes, that takes guts. We need guts. Starting 2 Steelers running backs in the semifinals of a fantasy football playoff, that took guts against one of the best rush defenses, and yet the Steelers score 3 45-yard touchdowns with those 2 players. But it's not where the game goes from there. No. Because if you're a Ravens fan, you're feeling that this should have been an easy win for the Lions. But it wasn't. But then you felt like it was still going to be their destiny. Why? Chris Boswell, that makes every single kick in the world, it feels like. I think he's one of the best kickers in all of football. He misses a 37-yarder off the upright. That place is humming. 4th and 2, then Jared Goff and the Lions, they get a penalty. Then they keep moving down the field. Amon-Ra with a 20-yard gain. Then they're down to the 2-yard line. Amon-Ra scores, but wait a minute, pass interference. Gets moved back. Then it gets a little bit more challenging. But you still feel like the Lions are going to find a way to win this. And then Amon-Ra catches the ball at the goal line, hucks it to Goff, and Goff scores on a lateral, and there's a penalty flag. And everyone realizes that maybe they're going to redo to the down. No. Touchdown on the field. However, offensive pass interference. We will not replay. Game ends. That was one of the wildest things. I didn't do it justice on all this because I'll be honest, I'm still so freaking pissed about Kenneth Gainwell and Jalen Warren. And why I'm even more mad is because Rocco's texting me, being like, hey, buddy, it's okay. I'm struggling too. You're up 35 points. Sorry.
I will say something that I didn't even
I'm not
consider.
happy.
Something I didn't consider is obviously I know the rule of if there's the game can end on an offensive penalty, like that is acceptable, but it can't on a defensive penalty. If you didn't know that wasn't a thing, when they say there's a touchdown penalty on the offense and they go game's over, I didn't even notice it until a tweet went viral. Like they never specified who won the game. They're just like, it's a touchdown. There was a penalty. Game's over. It's like,
yeah.
It's like, wait, like it doesn't count, or it does count, but because just all out chaos.
That ending sequence, by the way, I'm sorry if you guys saw that. I'm just very visibly upset that I got ousted by Kenneth Gainwell and Jalen Warren.
Happens to the best of us.
Oh,
Jalen Warren combined for 95 rush yards, I think, over the last 3 games.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, he
not on Sunday.
Had a fantastic game on my bench.
He did.
Oh, he was looking fantastic on my bench in the semifinals or finals. I'm in the championship with this one. Yeah, I'm glad DeAndre Swift though got his 8 points.
You know what?
Mm-hmm.
I'm happy for you.
Oh yeah,
I'm happy.
The Seattle Seahawks got me 1 whole point.
The what?
Seattle Seahawks defense got me 1 whole point.
Oh,
good times.
After just being elite all season long.
It's.
Oh, yeah, the Browns suck too.
Yeah. There's a lot of moments here. But above all, then, if you're, for me, being a Ravens fan and in the fantasy shoe, you get knocked out from 2 Steelers players, and then the Steelers end up winning that chaotic game. And you know what also happened is that it very well could knock the Lions out of playoff contention for how that all was handled. But you know what? That was a hell of a game. If you wanted action, if you wanted fan interaction, if you wanted complete chaos, well, guess what? That game was for you. You should go back and watch it. And if you want to see the Kenneth Gainwell clip that I'm talking about, it's an insane catch. I don't know how he caught it. Unbelievable effort.
Ridiculous.
Am I a little bit mad? Yes, but I think I'm more mad with the response from Rocco. Rocco was complaining about Puka Nacua only having 46 points for his team. And I thought this guy was in trouble, but he wasn't. I digress. All right. I'm sweating. I'm upset. I need a tequila shot. I might need to get some. You know what? Deep Eddie Dave wants to come in and make some espresso martinis for us.
Yeah, wasn't he supposed to get a shit face this holiday season?
Yeah, we were gonna have one of the officers come in and do that on air.
Yeah,
got a little bit messed up for timing because the officer couldn't come in. But we could. You know what? We could get a fake officer to breathalyze us.
We could.
Yes.
Yeah.
No.
A fake officer.
Well, it's like that could be the role. That doesn't sound
just
right.
Rocco.
What?
So it's just Rocco.
No. Well, then I would assault that said fake officer.
Makes sense.
He's a good kid. He's not. You know what? I'll save it. We're not going to give him the time because you know what? He's also a Steelers fan. So you know he was loving every second of it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, sugar. All right. You know what? Can we get happy for a second? Well, why don't we get a little happier?
Let's do it.
Why don't we make our next move? And let's head around to Maryland and let's head to baseball here. And Zach, do you have the graphic for our friends over at Next Move Charm City?
Yeah, I got it.
Over under 3 seconds.
Boom.
Yeah, boom. Wow, that was 2 seconds.
I tried.
Where's my glasses?
That's pretty damn good.
Where's my glasses? I don't have the glasses, and I got all
Don't have
worked up. But are they over there? Did I throw them? Yeah, throw them back
you
to
did
me for a
throw 'em.
second.
They are all the way over there, just on the ground.
Yeah, throw them back. I'll throw them back. Zach, ball down. Ball security. Here we go. Thank you. Before we take our trip into the baseball world, are you all ready to make your next move? Well, our friends over at Next Move Charm City and the Belanger team at Lone Depot are here to make that move the best move, the right move for you. And whether you are looking at suburbs, city, or shore, make the right move with Next Move. Appreciate Shannon, Brett, and Rich. Appreciate you guys. Now the glasses are back where they belong. But appreciate them. Let's go around Maryland. We talked about the Ravens. We talked about the Commanders as far as being disappointing. Maryland, I don't think we really need to – anything happen now with the Terps?
They played a close game for a little bit with Virginia. That was cool.
That was cool.
Yeah.
That was cool.
They covered.
That was cool.
No, so good teams win, great teams cover.
Yeah.
All right, so that's one
it was
positive.
a 16.5 point spread, but still
All right.
covered.
Okay.
Good.
Yeah, exactly.
That wasn't like the feel-good moment I was talking about. I think the feel-good moment was that Pete Alonso still is a Baltimore Oriole.
Yeah,
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
he is.
Sure is.
How about that? Makes you feel good.
Makes you feel damn good.
Makes you
Oh,
want
yeah.
to smile.
Yeah, sure.
You know? So Pete Alonso actually talked about joining the Baltimore Orioles here recently. And actually, specifically, he was stoked about it. He was ecstatic. If you watch his press conference, Brad, Pete Alonso, like you felt things that you didn't know you could feel as an Orioles fan.
Whoa.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got you. What? What?
No,
Oh, I
nothing.
thought you-
I
I
thought
thought you
you
were
were
making
going to go somewhere else with that.
Well, that's what it sounded like to me. Feeling things you never felt before.
I'm just talking about you signed a big free agent first time. It's the second largest contract in Orioles history.
Listen, there was a tone.
Okay, well, why don't we listen to Pete Alonso's tone on Foul Territory today, because he talked about joining the Baltimore Orioles. So why don't we hear his feelings, Brad, on joining the Baltimore Orioles?
I feel like everything is just aligned, like just from a connection standpoint, like how we view the game and just like the attention to detail and the blueprint and the direction and the commitment from it, not just from the managerial coaching staff side that Albie like pretty much laid right out. And then Mike was fantastic the whole way. And also, honestly, too, from the new ownership group, I think it's everybody's on the same page. And it's just really, and for me, like, they were like, hey, like, we not just like your talent, your skill set, but what you bring on and off the field could be a tremendous help. Like not just the player and helping us win games, but like I learned some incredible leadership skills from Mr. Frazier helping out. Frazier's helped me out, and I feel like for them, they're like, hey, like you've played in some pretty high intensity ball games. You have playoff experience, and you know how to be a professional. And like not only do we expect you to help win with your own contributions, but there's some guys in this team that could help use your guidance, and we think culturally you're a huge fit for us. And for me it's like how, again, there's oops, sorry, almost dropped you. But again, like it is like it just felt really, I don't know. It's like for them to really be fully committed and see not just the stuff production wise, but to see what and recognize what I do and how I can help a clubhouse out in that way too. I mean, I'm just really, I'm very appreciative of that, and I'm gonna give everything I got every day.
Give me everything you got. You know what? A lot of good things. He loves being a Baltimore Oriole here, Brad. Could you feel it?
I could.
I think he was feeling some things.
Yeah.
But overall, what you heard there was Pete Alonso feeling that the tone was different. And a lot of people, for Oriole fans, and I get it, we've heard this conversation. We've had this similar talking point for a while of, are things changing? And the answer is yes. And I tried to explain last year when the offseason emerged and the Orioles said that they were in and they didn't sign any of the big names, that while, yes, we had heard about liftoff and the new ownership, that was their first offseason still trying to figure out the best way to move forward as an organization. And they didn't want to be so swift, which I know fans probably thought it was the right decision, but for them, they wanted to see what we have and what we need to get better at. And they assessed it, and they've been going balls to the wall so far this offseason. Mike Elias has been moving and grooving, starting with signing the biggest right-handed bat on the market in Pete Alonso. You just then traded for Shane Baz. You signed Ryan Helsley to be your closer. You brought back Andrew Kittredge, and then there's going to be more conversations here. But Pete Alonso, I think, is the turning point. Is that other players and the fan base and people around they view it differently because Pete Alonso chose Baltimore. And yes, 55 million reasons to choose a team. Sounds pretty good, right? Yeah. But Brad, when Pete Alonso signed, did that make you feel a little bit different about how the Orioles were going to kind of maneuver this offseason?
Yeah, had all the feelings.
You had all the feelings.
All the feels.
Did you feel something different?
Just the tingling.
It was a sensation.
It wasn't a sensation. Honestly, I'll tell you this. It definitely is the best I've felt as an Orioles fan, probably since the signing of Miguel Tejada.
And that was their last big free agent signing that they had.
Yeah. Where I'm like, okay, this feels like they're putting their money where their mouth is finally. And if the O's sign one more big starter, like we've talked about, most confident I think I felt in the team for a long, long time. Oh, maybe ever.
No doubt about it. And I forgot they did trade for Taylor Ward as well.
Yeah.
In the situation. So,
and they got the young talent that we don't know what they're going to do, but based off of what we saw from Dylan Beavers and Basayo the end of last year, I mean, it could be just long balls everywhere.
It really could be. Talk about lift off. That's actually a lift off from the yard. And Pete Alonso's averaged 40 jacks, 120 ribbies over the last X amount of seasons here.
Yeah, that's all.
And do not tell me that RBIs are it's all about the teams. Yes, better if you have better teams, Zach, you have a better chance of driving runs. But some guys are just good at driving in runs. Pete Alonso is not just good at it; he's superb. He's excellent. He's everything that the Orioles would need in that situation. Now, does he make it a little bit murkier with what they have to do moving forward with some guys? Yes. But I don't think anyone's going to question getting a guy that's going to post up and be a part of this lineup. And again, Pete just feels like he's embracing Baltimore. And haven't we also heard, Zach, how do people want to come to Baltimore? Do they want to live here? Do they want to be a part of this? Pete Alonso, I think the changing of the guards there, Pete's saying there's a lot more to this city and organization that people are overlooking. You should take a closer look at what we're building here.
Yeah, I think that overall, this was different for the Orioles. We've seen them multiple times over the past few years. They're in on guys, they're in on trades, but it doesn't happen. Obviously you had the Corbin Burns trade, but that wasn't really, that wasn't a signing. And you would see the Orioles involved in a guy like Framber and a guy like Ranger Suarez. And in all honesty, you'd be like, awesome. They're being used for leverage again. It's, the Orioles, they're not serious contenders for this guy. With Pete Alonso, things changed. Suddenly it's, hey, here's a guy that, yes, the Orioles gave a lot of money and they committed 5 years to him, but there's not a single opt-out. Pete Alonso committed 5 years to the Baltimore Orioles as well. And I think it adds a different vibe to this organization and how they're perceived of, especially, let's say they go out. Yes, they just also trade for Shane Boz, like you said, Taylor Ward. They bring Kittredge back. You get Ryan Helsley. You go get a Ranger Suarez right now. Let's use him as an example. I don't think there's another team that's won the offseason like the Orioles, and that's something I don't think you could say ever recently. So they're moving with an aggression we've never seen before from the front office. They have just this vibe of wanting to actually go and win, which before it felt like we always said, and it's still true, the Orioles are only going to go as far as their young core takes them. Now it feels like Elias and company are going, the young core is going to be what puts us over the top, but we're going to go get some dogs in here that are going to help make sure that we are getting the most out of this core. And we talk about it, the high leverage situations, stuff like that. Pete alluded to it, that he's been in a lot of them. He's been in big playoff moments. He's had season saving home runs off of Devin Williams. At the time was one of the top 3 closers in baseball. He's been in those situations. He talked about being a leader in the clubhouse, stuff like that. He is a veteran presence. I think the Orioles and a veteran leader that they sorely missed last season. So I think it's right now, especially if they can add another top end guy like Suarez or Valdez, I think the Orioles, they are doing everything they set out to do, and they've hit a home run so far this offseason.
You would use a home run
of course
pun
I
there. that was things were going so well.
Yep.
Sounds like, honestly, Zach, you're gushing over what the Baltimore Orioles are doing. And the reason why I bring up that, we should bring on someone that knows all about
gushing.
He's the host of the Locked On Ravens, Locked On Kevin. Let's bring on Kevin Ostreicher. Kevin.
Hey.
Yeah, I definitely feel like I owe Draymond an apology for that one.
Hey, you know what? I love the fact that Dre caught his attention.
That was, I guess, the goal was to catch people's attention. I didn't really anticipate it being the player himself, but I mean, it worked.
Yeah, you know what? Let's give context here, Brad, shall we?
We shall.
So, Dre was on the show last week. Jermont Jones,
yes,
Ravens, outside linebacker. The guy's just flying around the field. Extend him. And Kev, you put on your account that video that was put up.
Yep.
And so the quote, do I have the tweet, or do you have it, Brad, or I can pull it up? Want me to pull it up real quick?
Yeah, I don't have it.
I got it right here. Over under 3 seconds, Kevin, as you know.
Always under, always under.
Under. Oh, I had it.
It's a very slow count. Slow count, 3 seconds.
Two
Like
Mississippi.
There it is. See?
So here it is. So Kevin tweeted about our video.
I love that this is also Draymond like rolling his eyes. The frame here is just like, come on, man.
Yeah, beautiful screenshot.
So it's right now. Kevin tweeted then Ravens outside linebacker.
Yeah, I actually messed that up. I said offensive lineman and linebacker by accident.
You did. Ravens offensive linebacker. Jermont Jones gushes in all caps about Mike Green. So clearly Dre doesn't necessarily agree with that phrasing.
Doesn't like it.
So then Dre quote tweeted this and said, "Why the hell did you say gushes? Words like praise and enthused are better words to use, bro." So Kevin, and your initial thoughts on Dre giving you some advice on some word selection.
Yeah, I mean, clearly there are other meanings for that word.
The comment did not disappoint.
Yes, I was using it to, and I responded to Draymond and said that, like, I was just trying to capture the excitement. It's a word I've used before in my tweets. This is not like the first time I've explored using this word before on my tweets.
I don't. You know what the funny part is that Draymond had no clue that Kevin's even a part of this show. So if Dre goes back and watches this, it's just going to make it even funnier.
You know what also we should do is next time Dre comes on, we pull that tweet up.
Oh, that's for sure
and
happening.
give him no context. Maybe it's best that he doesn't see anything with Kevin.
I will say though, Kev, we had a little redemption. Did you?
Because he retweeted me today. Yeah, I saw.
Oh, wrong. Well, that's
one.
One.
I was debating using gushes in that tweet too, but I didn't.
You should have.
I didn't do it.
Draymond retweeted Kevin saying Draymond Jones is the perfect Raven.
Hey,
I should have.
Kevin was gushing over Draymond Jones.
Oh yeah, well.
Gushing. He was feeling something.
He had feelings.
Yeah, to say so. The definition to emit in a copious free flow. Now, the noun version is yes, a sudden outpouring, but that is not the way that I used it. But you've said, like, if you look up the word and people will use it in their titles or videos or articles or whatever, people say, like, oh, he gushed over this guy. Now, does it sound right? Me saying that? No.
Definitely.
But, you gotta live, you gotta learn from it. So we're going to be better next time. We're going to get back in the saddle and we're going to make sure that it doesn't happen again. Although I probably will use it again at some point.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, what point when you were going through your thesaurus or dictionary were you like, you know what?
Well, actually, it was because I didn't want to copy. So obviously, the reason I put it out was because it was a good clip, and I wanted to get more attention to the video. So I linked it in the description and everything. But I was looking at what Zach had said, and Zach, what word did you use? Because I was going to use that word, but then you. Yeah, so that's the word that I usually use, but so I didn't want to.
Raves is a good one.
Yeah, so I didn't want to copy Zach and just like put his same thing out there because Zach already did that.
You could have done this. Praised, enthused.
Yeah,
he helped you out already. Yeah.
Praise is a good one. So I actually thought about using. So this is a little behind the scenes. I actually thought about using praised, but I couldn't come up with a better word because I wanted to do like something praised, like really praised Mike Green or something. And so the word that I kept coming back to, oh, this is going to get me so roasted, was passionately.
Oh, that's
passionately praised.
That's just as bad.
Yeah.
So I was
little investigative reporting. You've used gushes 12 times in the past year.
See, so it is something I go to. It is a go-to word of mine.
So you use it for Nick Moore.
Oh,
you say he gushes about.
So maybe next time Nick comes on here, you guys, we got to ask him how he feels about that.
How he feels about gushes?
No. How he feels about the word, not
how Nick Moore feels about the word.
Yeah,
or how Dre feels about the word.
Both. But I was talking about Nick
because Nick doesn't use social media, so he has no idea that you said that he gushed over somebody.
I think that might be for the best, for being honest.
And also synonyms.
Well, Nick has his fair share with euphemisms and
he has a way with words,
beating them off, and
he's the star in the Ryan Ripken highlights.
Other words that you can use, Kevin, by the way, synonyms of rave.
Okay.
Drool. Oh gosh, if you had said
I don't like that one. I feel like that would have gotten a response too.
Hell yeah.
Enthuse.
Yeah. Okay.
Effuse. Slobber.
Yeah. Nope. And these are the synonyms of gushes or raves?
Yeah, synonyms of gushes.
That is wild.
Ain't no wonder Dre had a problem with that.
Sound off, blurt out, speak up, huff.
Speak up's not bad. Speak up's not bad. Huff is interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know why. So rave. So
I feel like rave is definitely the best option.
So I want to clarify. Rave has two different meanings as a verb, as into drool or as into huff.
Okay.
Really? I did not know that. I didn't know the drool part.
Okay. This is
good.
We got to get back on the track.
Yeah.
For a second here. Whew, I'm sweating here, Kev. Did you feel something when Pete Alonso said how much he wanted to be with the Ravens or the Orioles?
Yeah, were you gushing?
I don't know if I'd describe it as that. If you saw Sam and Joku in the comments that he said he's ruined this word forever for me, and I think he's correct. I don't think I think I can show my face with it, but yeah, I don't know if gushes is the word I would use, but I mean it made me, because I heard Brady talking about like the whole Miguel Tejada, like in that whole situation.
Yeah,
I mean it feels awesome, and Zach, talking about how like it was different this time around, where the Orioles were the ones that got the big fish. And it wasn't only just that, it was like, teams like Boston and others, like those fan bases were jealous. And like, obviously the Mets fans were in shambles. That's for a little different reason. But, it felt like for once the entire MLB world, for the first time in a while, I mean, I don't even know how long you can go back, was in complete unison agreement. Like, what a move for the Baltimore Orioles. Like, what an improvement they've made to their roster. They went out there and got that middle of the order bat that can give you power. And, I think for what the Orioles are looking for next season, obviously the number one goal is improvement on the field. And Pete Alonso is going to do that for them, right? But I just think the excitement that Pete brings with him is also just for the fan base, something that, after last year and going through all of the ups and downs and, more downs than ups that year, there just wasn't a lot of excitement as the year drove on because of how everything kind of went. But part of that was due to the offseason they had. And, they're not bringing guys in, at least at the level that we thought that they were capable of. And now you have that excitement surrounding the team, and you make other moves for pitchers, and hopefully they're not done. And I mean, I'm excited. And the fact that they hopefully are not done gives me even more excitement. And that, like, I don't even know how to describe it. Almost like if you've seen the gifs of like the person having like 3 phones and like refreshing them all at once. Like, that's kind of how I feel. Like, that's the excitement I feel of, like, genuinely, like, I'm hooked into like, what is this team going to do next? Because they've already addressed some of that stuff. And we're not sitting here on pins and needles with the Orioles making like one move that's kind of like middling and being like, okay, well, they need to still do a lot more. They've already addressed stuff, and now they can continue to add I don't know if cherries on top is the right word, because I still do think they need another guy at the front of the rotation. That to me is still a need, but you can still, like, bullpen arms, and whether it's a trade or a free agent signing, Pete Alonso being that first huge domino, you kind of thought they were going to make a move like that. But to me, it was like, I need to see it to believe it. And, now we have seen it, and now I believe it.
You see and you believe. And you know what, Kev? It's interesting you bring that up about, big starting pitcher. I think that's a good thing to talk about right now as we segue. And you like that little segue over there? That?
Look at that.
Like that?
Well done, sir.
Good job.
Yeah. Segue into this. Well, I think the Orioles are going to get one more starting pitcher. Keep that secret between you and I. I think it's going to happen. The question is, though, how is it going to happen?
Who is it?
Who is it going to be for? Is it the free agent market? Or are we looking at a possible trade? Because you know what? The construction of this roster still has questions. And it's not because of saying specific holes in the roster. It's about the amount of players that are at certain positions. And specifically at first base. Right now, the Orioles have 3 first basemen that are going to be on their roster. Actually, you can consider 4, since Sam Basayo may be playing some first base as well. But you have Ryan Mountcastle, you have Kobe Mayo. Oh, and by the way, Pete Alonso, who you signed for $155 million. Now, Mike Elias recently said that he thinks there's a spot for Kobe Mayo still on this team. But you know what, Brad? He also said the same thing about Ryan Mountcastle being a huge part of this upcoming season. So something's got to give. And so when we look at this, I'll start with the trade side. Is Kobe Mayo or Ryan Mountcastle the next player that could be moved? I think that's a very strong possibility that one of them will. because you don't need 3 first basemen.
No.
And they did just make a move for a controllable pitcher in Shane Baz, the Wizard of Baz, by the way. That's the way to remember his name.
Like it.
That's his nickname. It's electric, right? But the bigger thing to remember here, the Orioles traded some young prospects that are going to be years away. Maybe one makes it in the next couple of years, but we're looking years away for some of these guys. Kobe Mayo is a big league ready bat because he's been in the big leagues. Ryan Mountcastle has proven to be a big leaguer. It will take other pieces. So what does that look like in return? Well, the reason the Orioles got Shane Baz, by the way, is I haven't commented enough on it. The reason they got him was they made an offer that the Rays couldn't refuse. It wasn't that Baz was being shopped around so much. It was the fact that the Rays might have said, hey, Baz could be available, but we love him, so we're going to have to be blown away. The deal is going to have to make them, I think their president of operations, Eric, said, yeah, it blew us away, that we had to listen, and then we had to accept it. So, Zach, trade's on the table. I still think that the Orioles could make a trade here. Something's got to give.
My prediction is they sign a starting pitcher, they trade for a reliever.
I like that.
I feel like right now, especially, I understand the whole Ryan Mountcastle is a big part of our future. It's like, especially this season, it's like, I really like this toy. Would hate if someone gave me a good offer. I would have to take it away from me. It feels to me one of Mayo or Mountcastle has to go. I love the upside of Mayo. I still think he's going to be a 30-plus homer guy.
I agree.
Think he can be a 250, 260 hitter. I think he's an 800-plus OPS guy. For me, if you're able to swap Ryan Mountcastle plus a prospect or two and get a bridge guy for Kittredge and Helsley. No, maybe that's a JoJo Romero, and you just get the band back together from St. Louis. Maybe that's someone else. I think their best route right now, I really think they go and they're aggressive. We've heard that they're aggressive with guys like Ranger Suarez, Valdez, Zach Gallen's been tossed in there. They were very aggressive on Michael King. They were in on that.
Mackenzie Gore.
Yeah, and it feels like, I'm saying for free agents. Yeah. I feel like they are going to go buy that arm and then make another trade and get a reliever. And I think if that happens, you kind of look around the roster and in a crazy way, you're like, what else do we even need? And even Leody Taveras has been a very underrated signing. I was not in on that at all at the beginning because I'm going to be honest. I'm an Orioles fan. I was like, holy crap, Leody Taveras is really the guy they think is going to change this freaking team. But they went out there and they made other moves. So now that is like your bottom move of the 6 as a very good, can play everywhere outfielder, give you a little pop, give you some great speed. You really look around the roster, maybe a mid reliever, but we've talked about before, Ryan, they are very good at finding those guys on waivers,
yes.
Just through the system. You need a spot for the Tyler Wells, those guys coming back as well. I just really feel like if they're able to pull it off, you'll start looking around the team and you're going, I don't know if there's another spot that they really need as a pressing need. I think they've kind of hit it all.
I do. I think the pressing need actually, and I'm with you on that, except trading for a reliever doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. If they're trading for a center fielder, that makes a little more sense to me than a reliever because of what you said, because the O's are really good at finding relievers without having to do that.
Well, I'm saying
plus, if you're going
a high leverage guy though,
but if you're going to trade a Kobe Mayo and Mountcastle or more for a reliever, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But I think that there is still some needs for the outfield. That could be a play that I could.
The way I look, if you get, let's say, JoJo Romero, because they've been in talks with him, if you can trade Ryan Mountcastle plus a prospect or two, it's not going to be the highest prospect, and you get a guy who just is coming off a year in St. Louis where he had a 2.0 .07 ERA. He had 65 games pitched, 61 innings. He even had 8 saves, none blown. It just feels like a guy like that, if you're able to get Ryan Mountcastle in a position that you're stacked at. There's been some rumors, I don't know how much there is to it, about the Brenton Doyle stuff. That's here or there. I think they see Cowser as the center fielder. Then you have, obviously, you have Dylan Beavers playing right field or left field. You have Taylor Ward. You then also do have Tyler O'Neill. So it feels like the outfield right now, if you're looking at the 4 main guys, and if you had Leody Taveras or Jeremiah Jackson as a super utility, I feel like the outfield is just as congested unless you're trading away from the outfield, but that would mean Beavers or Cowser. I just think I'm not sure if adding another outfielder, unless they're trading an outfielder to get another outfielder, makes sense right now.
Yeah, I mean, I think in some cases this can be a little bit of overthinking of, what they have in store. The reality is they don't have to make any outfield move right now. They don't. They can let it be, let it play out. Personally, I think Cowser is going to get the opportunity for how it is.
Not crazy about that.
But I think that's how it's kind of lining up, because if you do that, then you're making another guy disposable. And then you're looking at your roster construction. You can have one of Kobe Mayo and Ryan Mountcastle on the roster, but you have both come spring training. I don't know if that makes a lot of sense logistically when you need more utility guys or someone else that can play multiple positions. You can argue that Jordan Westberg and Jackson Holiday can play second and third, or Westy can play short. I don't like to play that game, though. I'd rather just have guys stay where they are, leave them where they are, and have someone like a Jeremiah Jackson be able to be the utility in the infield and the outfield if he needs to be. But it does open up the doors here for what you could do. And if you trade for a player, you could have the guy that's proven. But I think regardless, if you sign or trade, you need the proven guy. You got the upside of Boz, but it's a little bit of the question mark around consistency. I buy his stuff. I've seen the guy. He played the Norfolk Tides in 2021 when I was in AAA. Go Tides. The Durham Bulls just shoved it right up our ass. And a big reason why was because of Shane Boz. He's got electric stuff. Came back from Tommy John and proved that he can pitch a full season. Thing for him now is rounding into form to be what everyone thinks he can be, and that is an upside top 2 guy in a rotation. Now, having said that, though, that's a little bit of a what if. So what do you need? I think you need a dependable, for sure option. And if we're looking at the options out there, I don't know who's available on the trade market. Is Freddie Peralta available for a rental? I don't know if the Orioles would give that up for a guy like Kobe Mayo. But you know who's out there in free agency that's ready to be signed? Ranger Suarez. Mm-hmm. And I think the Michael King deal guys finally reset the market. And what I mean by that is Dylan Cease went out there, Scott Boras, and they said, hey, 7 years, $210 million, you can have him, Toronto. And they said, sure, let's do it. But then the other pitchers are thinking, well, I want that. Give me the years. And everyone's going, hell no, we ain't doing that. That's ridiculous. Michael King signs a 3-year deal, brings everyone back to reality. Now a 4 to 5 year deal seems realistic for some of these guys. And I think for the Orioles, they need a guy that there's no, well, what could he be in a rotation? This is what we know that we have. We talk about when you build out a roster, who's your dependable guys, who are your upside guys. The dependable part is vital to a pitching staff. You have that with Kyle Bradish. You want to believe that Trevor Rogers has turned the corner, but there's still going to be question marks. And then Shane Boz has the upside as well. And then you know what you have in Dean Kramer, Tyler Wells. But Ranger Suarez, to me, would solidify that. And I do think that we're going to see a pitcher get signed by the Orioles. But I do think a trade is coming as well, too. But let me know what you guys think. So hit that like and subscribe button. Ryan Ripken Show. We do this live here on YouTube, X, and Facebook. Kevin, if you were a betting man here, what happens first, trade or free agency? Banksy's 4th leg, if he were to get one.
So the stakes are Banksy's 4th leg. Wow.
Getting a 4th leg.
I'm gonna go free agency. And my thought process is I am curious. I do not know, but I am curious because we've heard the Orioles have been scavenging around. They've been looking at a lot of guys. You guys talked about a lot of those names. But I'm wondering if the Boz deal was, again, like the Orioles looking around and poking around and saying, hey, what can we get here? What can we get there? What do we have to give up for this guy or that guy? And maybe they didn't like what they initially heard on some guys, and they found a package for a guy that they felt like could be, one, worth it to them, obviously, but two, where they don't feel like, and I think the package was a lot to give up. It was a lot of good young players, but they felt comfortable giving away those guys. So I'm curious if they might have told teams that's like for other guys, like maybe a Gore or Peralta or like whatever name you want to throw out there. Maybe they said, all right, that's too much for us right now. We're not going to give away XYZ, whatever they wanted. But maybe down the line, maybe next month or during spring training or whatever it is, they can come back to the table there. So now their focus might be on adding a free agent reliever, or maybe it is one of like a Valdez, like one of those guys at the top end of the line there. I feel like they've been poking around a lot, and so they have a sense of what the market is like right now, and maybe they just want it to come down a little right now. It's kind of like it's a lot of paths to get to one end here, but I feel like if Baltimore is going to make another trade, it would come after a free agent signing, and I would probably say free agent reliever, but you could honestly add a couple guys like we've talked about before, and like we've talked about right here, you guys, where like we've seen Mike Elias have success bringing in relievers and just finding guys off the waiver wire that come in, or guys that are cast-offs and get DFA'd that they bring in and work. Seems like they have a hit rate on those guys. It's not 100%, obviously, but like they have a good enough rate on them where you can probably trust Elias to find one or two of those guys that can fill in for you for a year or two and be really, really good. So I think that trade, to me, I think they will make another trade, like a decently sized one, not just like, hey, we're trading cash considerations for this guy. But I think before that, we'll see a free agent get signed.
So free agent.
Yes, free agent.
That was a 10-minute answer.
So
we got a lot of paths.
We're going around here and it's a circle. Free agent for Banksy's fourth leg.
Yes.
I mean, look, overall here, this is the part of the MLB offseason why it is interesting, exciting. Some might think that it can be prolonged, is that you really don't know, because you're looking at teams that are not budging, and you're looking at some agencies and players that aren't budging on signing with the team. But the reality is, for some players and for organizations, the closer you get to spring training, teams get a little bit tense. So do the players. And believe me, they want to try to get something here done before we get to the new year. I can't stress enough the stress that it brings for a team. And you might think it's a little thing, but imagine you sign in mid-January or end of January, and you got to show up in 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And you're trying to find your place, get your family situated, but then also you're trying to get comfortable with where you're going. It's not as simple as that. So I'm curious when this next move happens, because I do think a starter will be signed as the next big move. I'm not even saying the Orioles, but the next big move will be a pitcher. And once that happens, I think we're going to start seeing a domino here, because there are so many arms that are still available here, and teams don't want to wait this close to spring training without having a plan in place. So
it is crazy how many of these guys haven't been signed yet. I'm very surprised that there's so many. I'm not surprised that like there are still free agents, but just the caliber of the free agents that are out and how many there are still out there.
Well, and then there's the secondary market too of pitchers, and a lot of those guys are waiting.
Yep.
And teams, if they feel that the number's not going to go down, they're just going to move on to the secondary guys.
Yeah,
like secondary guys in this case, like Zach Eflin's a secondary guy,
right?
That teams are going to go, hey, great option. You know what? I can't wait on this because I need to shore up my rotation right now. So time will tell, but trade or signing is wide open for not just the Orioles, but a lot of teams. I mean, hell, trades are still happening. A move happened today. Jeff McNeil got traded from the Mets to the A's. And if you're talking about Pete Alonso with the Orioles, the Mets have had a rough off season. Their fan base is reeling a little bit. You lost McNeil. You traded away Nimmo.
Yeah.
You got Marcus Semien back. Edwin Diaz leaves. Pete Alonso leaves. Cedric Mullins leaves. Shout out Cedric.
Ryan Helsley leaves.
Ryan Helsley leaves.
Yeah.
Gregory Soto leaves.
Gregory Soto leaves. But point being here, the Mets traded away a very productive player in Jeff McNeil. But you wonder, what's the plan here? And, there are rumors then that Ketel Marte, who is a highly sought-after player, could be an intriguing fit for the Mets now. They have an opening.
You know what I was thinking too? Kyle Tucker hasn't been talked about as a Mets, option, but I think it could be. I think he could definitely land in there with the Mets, given the needs that they have.
They definitely could need it. I honestly think with Kyle Tucker, the two teams right now would be Mets and the Jays.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think I think the Orioles are out.
Yeah.
After all this.
Yeah, they don't need Kyle Tucker.
I wouldn't be surprised if they get Bellinger.
You think Belly? I think Yankees get Belly back.
I think so
too. They need to get Belly back.
Yeah, they got to do something.
It wouldn't be the first time that the guy that the Mets or the Yankees need to get back goes to the Mets because the Mets are desperate. Like if they don't get Ketel, you send Juan Soto and Francisco Lindor out there and hoping that everything
they
else
carry the whole team.
Lindor, Soto, and friends.
Yeah. And they also, in this case, if you are a Yankee and you're a free agent, it seems like you become a Met. Like they've done that each year. Like Luke Weaver just signed there. Clay Holmes did the year before. Juan Soto did.
Yep.
Huh?
Devin Williams.
Devin Williams.
Yeah, Devin
Whammy. The Mets, and then Steve Cohen saying, oh, you think I'm not spending money? People are payrolls going down. He saw that. He heard that.
Oh, yeah.
They're looking to make a big move. I talk about trade and free agency. They're probably looking at both. And I think that the Mets are gonna make a splash here soon enough. But Kyle Tucker and Bellinger are the two bats that very well could end up with the Mets, are going to very well end up in the AL East. But you know what's happening in another move? There is a bat that's coming to the AL East. Wilson Contreras. Sorry. Thank you, Zach. Thank you. Wilson was traded to the Red Sox. They're going to have a first baseman there. They bolstered their lineup a little bit more, and they're still waiting on Alex Bregman. Could he be coming back? Could he not? They gave up Hunter Dobbins, though. And for those that don't know, Hunter Dobbins, very highly touted prospect or talented young pitcher, I should say, that's headlining that deal. So the Red Sox, though, they get a bat that's going to help right now. Teams are getting better in the AL East. Pressure is on. You mentioned the Yankees, Brad. Was that you?
Yeah.
Yankees are going to have to make some moves here.
If the Yankees don't do anything, I just don't see how they hang around in the top three in the division. I think they end up 4 or 5 if they can't sign anybody, just because they're old. That's a very old team. They got to last 162 games. I just don't see it happening. Injuries are gonna riddle them. I just don't. I don't see how they are competitive this year if they don't make some moves here fast.
The Yankees, to me, still have the best pitching rotation, starting rotation, if Garrett Cole's healthy.
That's a big if, but that's to my point. Like, they have to be durable, and there's a lot of guys that are above 35 on that team.
Mm-hmm. Talking about pieces with Contreras coming to the Red Sox, does that make Casas expendable? Maybe.
Maybe. Perhaps.
Perhaps.
Okay. As we're winding down to the show, I'm taking it over now.
Please.
We have a controversial poll that I didn't know was going to be so controversial, but it actually is. I'm asking you fellas now too, because I actually put this poll on Twitter and on YouTube, drastically different results. So now it's now I need to ask you. On Christmas, does your family, you gathered around the tree, all them presents, do they take turns? Does your family members take turns opening gifts? Or is it a free-for-all? And as you're answering that question, or as you're thinking about the answer, I should say, my family, it was a free-for-all. I was one of 8 family members in my house. If we did take turns, we'd be there all day. So it was just everybody went crazy.
So just to clarify, the one at a time is we'd go, let's say,
let's have Ryan open his gift, and look what you got. There was a brand new PlayStation.
Zach, what did you get? Did you get a Shedeur Sanders jersey?
Sure did.
Yeah. Got that off Temu.
I don't know if you. I mean, maybe you can participate in this, Kevin, but I don't know how it.
No, yeah. So when we would do presents, we would do just everybody opens at once.
Okay, so there you go. There you have it. That's Kevin.
So free for all.
Free for all for Kevin.
Free for all.
So you guys can all gush over what you have.
That's right.
Together.
All at the same time.
You know, also speaking of gushing, you know who was gushing? Literally was Shedeur Sanders. His finger was gushing blood.
Sure was.
Great.
Sure was.
You know?
It's a very versatile word. All right. Very versatile word.
So I when I was really younger, we tried the one at a time back and forth with my sister and I.
Yeah.
However, sometimes she would open it too slow.
Rachel?
So then, Rachel would open it too slow. And your boy didn't have the patience. So he would just get in there. But it still was somewhat along that lines of one at a time.
I feel like somewhere
but
in the
it was
middle.
mainly like for every 2 presents I opened, she would open 1.
See, and I think that like when you have a smaller family like that, that makes sense. What about you, Zach?
Yeah, mine's one at a time. We were always like, "Oh, what did you get?" And then like going like, rotation. But I agree. If you have a bigger family, I understand. Like, all right, everyone open up. Like, because if you have like 7 people, like you were saying, like
I'm the oldest of 6. Like we think here all day.
Yeah,
that is a process.
Yeah.
I agree. I think family size definitely impacts
Has
this.
to dictate, yeah.
It has to dictate that.
So the poll so far is very interesting because I put the poll originally on YouTube and I thought that this was so controversial that it was worth putting on Twitter. So it's on your Twitter. Go follow at Ryan Ripken Show on X and participate for yourself. But 48 votes on YouTube, 54% say one at a time, and 46 is free for all. So that's pretty split. But on X, it's 78% for one at a time.
People are gushing
It's
about
163 votes in that one as well.
Mm-hmm. Kevin, you said one at a time.
No, we were free for all.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, free for all.
So we got 2 free for alls. So then we have to have a tiebreaker.
We
with
do
our
have to have
friend. And it's a guy that's making his show return since the Steelers are talking about suspensions. DK Metcalf. Well,
Rocker's
self-imposed
suspension has been lifted.
A self-imposed suspension.
Oh, this is the first. This is the first time.
This is the
first time
since
that he's
October
been
30th.
Do we have the clip ready?
We should. Somebody should find it.
Oh, no. Maybe
the wrong people aren't watching.
Oh, goodness gracious. Well, let's bring him on. He's not our friend. He might be yours. Rocco DeSangro.
What's up,
guys? Never want to talk about that moment again. Glad it,
Can you go around and name all of us real quick? I just want to be safe.
All the people I was going to come in here and like.
Come on, all right. It's all love. It's tough love, Rocco. Come on.
Unbelievable.
I wonder how many people actually watching the show know this entire story.
Probably not that many.
There's got to be context that has to be added to this with the
couple
hundred people that
can
are
I just say without giving away the context?
Yeah, sure. Try.
I had a lot going on in my head that day, and I don't know what the hell I was thinking. So I have nothing more to say other than it was a big mess up on my end. Won't happen again. We'll never make that mistake with names. And yeah,
It was by far the hardest I've laughed in my entire life.
dude, that was like,
And I can confidently say that as somebody who laughs a lot. Hardest I've ever laughed in my entire life.
the worst part is I tried to double down.
I know.
Well, double down.
And I think I want to say it was Tom that caught me and was like, unbelievable. So again, nothing here, nothing to be said or talked about, but it's great to be on the Cal Ripken show and have a good time here. So. I had to.
Oh, shit. That's so good.
What's up, boys? Great to see you.
Screen. Yeah, you know what?
Rocco. You know, he only makes his appearances when the Steelers are doing good.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, literally.
Unbelievable. Oh, you're back. Sorry.
It's all right.
Okay, what
Well, he was gonna be the tiebreaker.
Yeah, you're the tiebreaker.
All right, I got on while you guys were talking about gifts.
So yeah, so on Christmas Day. So the poll was on Christmas Day. Do you open up gifts one at a time with your whole family, or is it just like a free for all?
I think certain years it kind of changes, but me and my brother like throw back to like the days where we were just in the house together opening presents like left and right as kids. It would be a free for all. Like he'd get his pile, I get my pile. Now, if there was like a big gift that we were getting, my parents would kind of strategically like say, hey, Santa brought you this or Santa brought you that, and kind of go from there. But it was I don't know, man. Now it's kind of turned into, all right, one at a time. You kind of value it a bit more being an adult and like wanting to see what other people get. So it's pretty cool. Like Ariana and I'll do it, we'll, one at a time. We won't do a free for all or anything. So it's
well, that makes sense if it's just the two of you.
Yeah. Well, you never know. We could just
be your whole family.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you free for all,
just
I'm done.
Here's your gifts. Here's my gifts. Don't talk to me for the next 10 minutes while I tear off this wrapping paper, and then we can talk after that.
I know what gifts I'm gonna get you guys now.
What's that?
Get to it. I'm gonna get Kevin a thesaurus for different words.
No, just get me gushers, man. Jeez.
Dude, stop saying gushers. Anything about gush. Like, relax. That's your quota for the show, buddy. It's getting weird.
I met my quota for my life, apparently.
It's getting weird.
The guy that gushes over
easy. Stop yourself there.
Is Rocco.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
Hey, Mike Tomlin, man, you guys want to get rid of him. He's about to win the division.
Dude, but like,
see, here it is.
There we go.
It's not good enough for you. There's no pleasing you.
To me, it's like I don't know.
Can't see that.
Okay, wait. Can I ask you a question, Rocco, about the Steelers?
Yeah.
Realistically, with the roster being as old as it is, do you think that there's more of a chance that they go into a full rebuild, or they just continue to like push the can down the road until 10 years later?
My hope is that, well, first of all, don't get me started on the quarterback or the quarterback play. Rodgers has played well the last couple of weeks, and like I'm pumped, but it's been an emotional roller coaster like watching him play football this year. The hope for me is that Will Howard can come in next year, and like you get a year to learn under Aaron Rodgers, one of the greatest to ever do it. And like that year is so valuable. And like we've seen quarterbacks learn under other, star players, like the best of their position and players at other positions. And they've been fantastic because it's almost like that pipeline. Like you look at Green Bay, Aaron Rodgers to Jordan Love. And the thing was, I think I remember Aaron Rodgers saying like it was a whole debacle because Favre didn't want to mentor Rodgers. Rodgers didn't want to do the same thing to Jordan Love. It's like, at the end of the day, as a quarterback, why would you want to mentor a guy that just got drafted to take over for you in the long run? For Aaron Rodgers now, I think it's like a whole new mindset. And like, I'm hoping that he's taken a guy like Will Howard under his wing. Because if I ever have to see Mason Rudolph throw a football again, I will, like, there are things I will do right now that I will not say on this show for FCC purposes, I guess. But Just know I've texted you guys about it before, and it is the worst thing ever. If I ever have to watch Mason Rudolph throw one more pass, it's over. It's over.
Did you just say the FCC?
Yeah.
On YouTube.
Yeah.
The FCC won't let me be.
Or let me be me.
Let me be me.
Yeah.
They try to shut me down on MTV.
But it's so empty without me. Yeah. Very nice.
You know what I mean, Kevin and Zach?
No.
Yeah, that's Eminem, isn't it?
But
Oh, okay.
story,
Hey,
Kev.
Well
I
done.
hope it's not a full rebuild, but I hope that Will Howard can be the guy at the quarterback position because the Steelers have been missing a stud at the quarterback position since Roethlisberger left. Kenny Pickett set the franchise back years. Mason Rudolph is an idiot. Not a fan of the guy. And I just
Really?
Whoa.
I couldn't tell.
Don't disrespect Doc Hodges.
Yeah,
like
do not.
Sanford stand up. Love Duck Hodges.
Okay, wait. Let me ask you this then: are the Steelers better with or without TJ Watt?
Huh?
Ooh.
The Steelers are better with TJ Watt when he's not getting his.
What about with or without TJ Watt's contract?
Dude, I can't see a world where TJ Watt doesn't remain a Steeler for the rest of his career. But when I went to the second game of the season, first home game, they were playing the Seahawks, seeing him and Cam Hayward, who they just paid, on the sidelines for like crucial plays against Seattle, it pissed me off. I'm like, what did you pay these guys for if they're going to stand on the sideline for 2-3 plays at a time, and you're going to bring them in on third down and expect them to stop the run or stop the pass?
Yeah.
After watching that, I was like, you see the cartoon characters that have the smoke rising, their faces get red.
Yeah.
Like smoke was about to come out of my ears, guys.
Almost kind of like, leaving a Derrick Henry on the sidelines for 13 minutes.
Dude, what was that? I know that's never mind.
Yeah, we went crazy.
I figured.
Zach lost his mojo. He's been wearing a Shador Sanders.
It was just becoming really tight.
What was the original jersey?
It's a Johnny Manziel.
Jersey. Yeah.
Like
he's worn on the show before.
Yeah, I was trying to remember. Yeah,
I was like 13 years old.
Yeah,
dude.
You used to gush over Johnny Manziel.
Also, Ryan can say it, but I can't say it.
Context, Kevin.
It's context.
What do you mean? Is the
you were saying Draymond was gushing.
Yeah,
different.
Yeah, you deserve to be called out.
Over another man.
Okay. Yeah.
Kevin, this is the FCC. Okay.
Stand up.
Nope. Wrong.
That's wrong.
Nope.
I just wanted to prove I knew music.
Kevin, you're not helping yourself. Like,
No.
I didn't even tell you guys. Side note: when I was on the moon, went to a restaurant in France. It's France, if you didn't know, Zach. And they had a restaurant that played 90s, 2000s hip hop, but it was American hip hop.
Oh,
your boy was in his element.
Yeah, me too. I would have been there.
Usher. They actually, I'll actually put that video on Instagram. You'll like it. It's a hot video. I'm drinking some mezcal rock.
I thought you said gusher.
The hell is this guy? It's not even.
I'll give him. That was good, Rocco. I'll give you that. That was good.
So the place though, they were playing a Destiny's Child song.
Fantastic.
That should be a poll one day. Top 3 Destiny's Child songs.
Oh,
you don't even know them, Zach.
Dude, we did karaoke the other night for Ariana's friend in Philly, and One Last Breath by Creed, belted it out every word. And then, to the surprise of some people, Big Papa, I was jamming out to it. I think Ariana fell in love with me all over again. She's like, wow. Yeah. Yep.
Damn.
Yep.
Have you seen Hardball, Kevin? I love it when you call me Big Pop. Throw your hands in the air.
You don't.
Yeah.
Did you see it?
I didn't see it, but I know the song.
Okay.
Can we please add context to October 30th, 2025?
No.
Dude, the amount of times I watched that video, the clip I made that will never see the light of day, and I couldn't watch it
It's
with
still.
my stream.
It's-
Like Rip kept sending me the minute-long video.
No, dude, it's
Every time I did it and saw the
You know what?
reactions.
no,
We have
it's
to.
the face
I already
drop.
feel if
It's
we
the
put
face
context
drop.
in,
There's
October
70 people still watching. on YouTube.
October 30th.
80 still people. Still.
October 30th is the day that we're referencing. I'm gonna pull up. Do we have a photo of that?
Of the face.
You have a photo of
the
my
face
face for
drop.
that?
The face drop is what gets me.
When he's looking back at me, Rip and I lock eyes when that shit happened, and it was
Dude.
just like a.
I would just say this: my soul. I've never seen my soul leave my body on
Literally.
camera, and I've done a lot of dumb shit on
Heck, you have it.
TV and on streams. That was the first time that my soul noticeably left my body, and you could see my face get like my face was like white as a ghost.
Oh yeah.
It was like I was like, oh no. And then the worst part is I doubled down at the end. And I was like,
Well, 'cause you-
I double down.
You were trying to see, you were trying to say that you knew, you were trying to make the illusion that you knew what you were talking about by just saying it over and over and over
Dude,
again.
Zach,
It wasn't a double down. You quadrupled.
Zach is it the clown, and his reaction was one of the funniest things I've ever
Yeah,
seen.
Zach being in full
Face
clown.
paint.
Yeah,
It's
Zach
just
being in
like
full
this.
clown
He just
face
goes-
paint.
He just has the
was-
face like this. He's like, and then he just starts smiling like chaos.
If you guys would like to see more of the show, October 30th. If you want the full context, you want it the full raw.
I'm pretty sure I butchered Kieran's name as well. And
Yes,
I'm
you
saying-
did. Yes,
I'm
you twice. I think.
Brian. I was butchering everybody's name. It was terrible. It was terrible.
You
I wasn't
kept saying it wrong, and Zach
I
literally had to
wish-
go. It's Kieran.
I wish I could say that I was like under the influence of something that day because at least I'd have an excuse. But no, I wasn't. I just gotten done work, stressed the hell out, had pre-workout. So I was under the influence of C4, sitting in the parking lot at the gym. And I butchered that show so bad. Yeah, exactly. I butchered that show so bad. Dude, I sat in my car for probably 20 minutes afterwards, didn't go to the gym, drove home, and I was screaming at myself the whole ride home. Like,
I can imagine. I've been in the car with you.
I wish I had a GoPro for that moment. Oh, yeah, you have been. No, but Kevin, imagine me screaming at myself versus anyone else.
Why are we pulling? Oh, you're gonna show it? Are you actually gonna show it?
My God.
Oh man!
If for our viewers, we will give the full context one day, but I urge you, October 30th, this live stream.
Yes.
You should go back.
I'm gonna go back and watch it after
figure
this.
out the riddle.
Dude, the best part is if that clip ever sees the light of day, it will go viral. Like the clip that we made for it is just like it's insane.
You know, it'll be fun. It's like, you know, when players look back at great moments, you know, like Michael Jordan's like looking back at moments or whatever.
Where's this going right now, Rip? I just enlighten me.
What if we sit down with my mom? and it's like, and we sit down. It's like, so my dad and I did this sit down on his career.
Yeah.
Let's Chris Berman going over 21-31. Hey,
By the way,
together.
Yeah.
I love your mom so much. She's a saint, and like I felt so bad. I called you and apologized 70 times. I told you, like, no more context needed, but like, I am so sorry. Like, I've never felt worse in my life, dude.
I mean,
the best part is that Kelly wasn't even in on it. She didn't even know what was happening because she couldn't hear you.
Rip, the best part is Rip claims that she still has no clue, like a good friend, but I very highly doubt that. Yeah, Tom knew right away, called me out. I was like, shit. No,
well, because you also then kept saying everyone's name.
Now I'm remembering it. Because man.
Goodness gracious. I was gonna say we have our we're gonna have our best bet.
Let me see if I can find Zach's face that day. Oh my god!
Hey, real quick, do you have a quick best bet that we can do? You know what you have? Well, quick trip up to our friends at Hollywood Casino at Charlestown Races and
West Virginia.
Nice.
All right, let's keep it simple. Best player on the field. Get him the ball. Doesn't matter how. Christian McCaffrey over 106.5 rushing plus receiving yards. Going with the youth. Actually, the OG throwback guy. So
I like that.
CMC.
Scrimmage yards.
Yep. Get the man the ball.
Get the man the ball. And we appreciate our friends up at Hollywood Casino. We are figuring out a time going into January, going on up there, doing a show, have a little fun. You know who loves their wings? Rocco loves their wings.
Am I going to get the invite anymore since I'm in Philly now?
You always have the invite, but he ain't.
Just never see you anymore.
They apparently like short people at Hollywood.
They sure do.
They dressed you up like a little league catcher there. They had the time of their lives. It was so funny.
People ask about Kevin all the time.
The best is Lindsay
Where's
goes,
the little one?
Lindsay goes, is the little guy coming with you? I'm like, "Dude, Kevin."
You know, I feel like I couldn't step foot in that place in Christmas as they would have like a full elf costume ready for me.
Oh my god!
Hey, I will say over in they had a lot of Christmas markets over in Europe.
Oh
yeah, I bet. Yeah.
You know, but they didn't have. I didn't see Santa or I didn't see any elves, but I know where the elves are. I'm looking at 2 on the screen.
Oh,
yeah.
I'd
Wow.
say something, but I don't want to get suspended again.
I was gonna say something about
nobody. You suspended yourself. Oh yeah.
Zach's face, and that's my face. Zach's face, my face, Zach's face, dying laughing, my face, just like, oh my god, what did I just?
Oh my
say? That's
god,
like, this is fantastic. Like, I see that face in my nightmares now. Like I just see like Zach with the eyebrows drawn on, the it face, and just like
it was
devious
Ronald
smile.
McDonald.
There was
He can't even get the names right now.
I know.
if we when we look back at some of the best moments of the show that people don't know,
it's the end of the year. We could do an end of year best moments.
Yeah, there you go.
That can be front and center.
I did the highlights last year with Nick Moore.
well, there's a lot.
Beating them off.
We'll have some gushing moments.
Yeah.
If the Ryan Ripken show had a not top 10, that would easily be number 1.
Number
100%.
I'm telling you, like
That's a butt fumble.
Yes.
3 years from
Highlight.
now.
That's shacked in a full triple platinum.
Orlovsky running out of the end zone, but doing it twice.
Yeah.
Maybe 3 times, maybe 4 times. Yeah. 4 times.
No, but he was trying to prove he knows where the end zone is and still ran through it.
Man, Rocco was trying to prove he knew who was who.
I was like, I can do this, guys. Do the ball again.
No, because I honestly, what I think happened without like obviously giving it away is you said it so many times correctly that you thought you had it down, and then you slipped up at the end and just went back.
It was honestly, you guys, Kevin and Zach, haven't seen it enough, but it's almost like in the other guys. Go back inside, Sheila. Or, sorry. Go back inside, Alan. Bye, Sheila. Bye, Sheila.
Yeah.
Rip.
Go back inside, Alan. Bye, Sheila.
Mm-hmm.
Like it felt like that. It's like he knows her name.
Can I play the clip without sound?
Yeah, please do. I don't even care if it has sound. I just want to see the face drop. I just want to see the face drop.
All right. Hold on.
Oh, that's where he looked straight at me. And I was like, "What the hell?" I know. Just
you know what?
Okay,
and play that shit. That's all we need to do.
All right. We'll rip after dark and we'll rip the hell out of that.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Become a channel member. You can see it.
And I'll give you the full unfiltered about how much of a
idiot.
You must be one of the dumbest.
The best was the Discord thread after that was unbelievable.
I didn't even know what happened. I had to go back and watch.
Yeah, you were still in bed.
Yeah, probably.
You know what I noticed as soon as Rocco said it?
Yep.
Sharon, all of us in here, especially Mr. Potato Head, Les over there.
Yeah,
any other episode than a Halloween episode where you guys are all dressed up.
I had like the
Yeah, I made it better.
Rip looked over at me and I had like this crazy nervous laugh.
Yeah.
was just
The only
like, I don't know what
thing
to do with my
that
hand.
would have made it better is if Rocco was also dressed up in a Halloween costume.
Yeah.
I was dressed up like an idiot.
Still
wearing my costume.
Oh, goodness. Say the Grinch. You're an idiot.
You're an idiot.
Oh my God.
All right. I think we've hit our quota for today.
Yeah.
We good?
Yep.
Should we play the music?
And we're back.
Oh, we're back. Well, as always here on the Ryan Ripken Show, we appreciate each and every one of you. Have a day, have a night, have a great stinking rest of your Monday, and come join us on Tuesday before we hit the holidays. But be good, be safe, and yeah, Rocco's an idiot. Here we go.
You're an idiot.
You're an idiot.
I'm an idiot.
You're an idiot, Will.
Wow, we got a lot of gushers in here.